You awake?
Ah, ah, did we win? The game over?
You was having a nightmare because the game is over.
What happened?
Yeah,
We won, right?
yeah, we won a battle of losing. That's what we did. Jesus freaking
Oh,
Christ! Oh my God!
oh,
Yeah,
this nightmare won't go away.
it will not.
This nightmare called the Raider team right now. What the fuck? Oh my God. What the hell happened yesterday?
Oh, there's a lot to
Welcome to
unpack.
Raider Tip. This is my co-host, Chris
Chris
for Raiders. Good morning, everybody.
Good
Welcome
morning.
to Good Morning Raiders.
It's,
Morning quarterback. I'm discombobulated. I'm just so. I thought I'd wake up and we won. I've been in a funk since yesterday afternoon. I don't know what happened. I don't think the team knows what happened.
I don't think teams know where they are right now. I don't know if they think they're playing football or something else because yesterday was not football for the Raiders side. None. I don't know what the
See, that was absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting
Hey,
display of football.
if that was a soccer match and they scored 6 goals, man, that'd been good. But that wasn't a soccer match; it was goddamn football. Jesus
Christ! If that was a soccer game, you better be looking for a brand new goalie. Holy
No,
crap!
I'm just saying though, if you score 6 goals in soccer, that's pretty good. But yeah, other team scored 40, so
Well, I don't even know where to begin with what went wrong, how it went wrong, and if there's even a way to fix this. Holy shit!
There's a lot that went wrong, man. It's a long list, and unfortunately, I don't have the time of day today to talk about everything that went wrong. We can start from one thing that went wrong.
You got your coffee with you, so good morning. Good morning, everybody. This guy runs on Duncan.
I already drunk 3 cups. I am good.
The wife ran out and got another iced coffee. She should be back soon. I need a refill already.
And for my coffee, I didn't use bottled water, purified water, anything like that. I used my tears because that's what I was doing this morning. I was crying. I was like, God damn.
Well, let's start this off by saying what's up to everybody that's in the chat here. So we got Pigs is with us. What's up? Yeah, unfortunately, the Patriots have flip-flopped from how we won against them, and they're going on a little bit of a resurgence here since then. They lost one more after that, but they've won 3 straight now.
Yeah, beat the Bills.
Yeah, that was an amazing game last night.
I was like,
I was shocked at that one. Raider Paul's in the house. What's up? I'm not Bueno was here.
Hey, Bueno.
Jay Jackson, what's up, brother? How you doing? Boy, what a game. Yeah. Was that even a game? Afakasi on the positive. Stone Forsythe played okay. Yeah. I don't even know where to start with this. I don't get it. No hot urgency, really sad. What's up, JP?
It's True. Bad. It's better than
Accelerated. Bad. Raiders won 23-20, just like I predicted. Time to quote. Yeah. Hi, Velvet.
Hey, Velvet.
Oh, God. This is so bad. RR Raiders in the house. What's up, my brother? Mario's here with us this morning.
Mario, what's up?
Yeah, how long do we wait? We'll definitely dig into that a little bit too. Jeff could easily file a lawsuit against the Raiders to pay his medical bills. Oh man, the mental anguish is ridiculous. Velvet says they couldn't even win on my anniversary. Well, happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary, Velvet.
Sorry, the Raiders screwed that one up on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, fight on. I mean, we're not going anywhere. We're still fans, obviously, but it's like, good God, man. Repay the fans that have, sunk so much time, money, and effort and loyalty into this team. And Rorschach's in the house. What's up, Rorschach? Jeff and Chris popped in to say hello. Like Lionel Richie, my remedy for this shit. we call the team is just relax and don't worry about it because we have our health and family. Well, they're trying my patience with my health. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, me too. Because you're going back, you're going to get drunk again. Like I don't want to do that anymore. But I'm at to start again.
What you staring at me?
I don't want. Oh, as I say, I don't want. What is it?
Hi, Don.
Hi.
Oh, I got munchkins to chow on too. But see, she takes care of me. Brand new fresh iced coffee.
Well, I go back to dinner, so I can't eat anything. So, poof.
On 6 to say I'm at work, but just wanted to stop by and say what's up. Have a great show, and I'm tired of our quarterback situation. I'm tired of us losing. I'm tired of the same things that year after year. I don't know.
Hey, on 6, you know what? I'm tired of being tired. So there it is in a nutshell.
I'm getting tired of saying that. That's the problem. I'm getting tired of saying what's going on. How come we're doing this? How come we can't do this? You know, you see these other teams have a resurgent with a new coach, and
yeah,
they bring a perfect example. The Redskins last year. You know, nobody expected them to make the playoffs. They thought they'd be like a 5 or 6 win team with a rookie quarterback, new head coach, offensive. And what they do, they went to the NFC Championship. We can't even get that lucky with an experienced head coach, an experienced quarterback, a somewhat of a semblance of a team prior to the coach even coming here. And just plugging in a few certain pieces, and we can't even buy a win with all that money that Mark Davis has. We couldn't even buy a fucking win right now. It's so disgusting. Accelerator science has proven that the Raiders are the number one cause of high blood pressure. They are for me.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I got to take my pills, matter of fact. Take my blood pressure down.
Miradula came out of nowhere yesterday. Joshua Keller, what's up? At least y'all ain't Cowboys fans. Oh, no, thank God.
Well, almost feeling the same pain.
Ray tonight, the stats are in. Gino is worse than Jimmy G and Minshew. I'm not arguing that point, brother.
Nope,
absolutely
I agree.
Not.
I totally agree.
And Jackson Dodd is the one I wanted. But, again, taking a quarterback early wouldn't have solved our problems. Addressing the offensive line early would have solved our problems.
Exactly.
And I don't mean just in the draft, too. Be more aggressive in free agency. Like Kyle Becton. We could have brought him. Mikhail Becton. We could have brought him in. We could afford him, no problem.
We had the money.
We could have afforded to do what the Bears did. We could have outbid the Bears for those offensive linemen they grabbed from the Chiefs. Why didn't we try and do that?
I don't know. We had the money.
Yeah, there's so many different ways we could have gone. Accelerator says, I predicted 7 wins. Now I don't think we'll win 7 total quarters. Yeah, I'm not too positive.
My win total is dropping down every week.
I think everybody's readjusting their prediction for the season.
Oh, my God.
Ray tonight, wasted a 3rd round pick. AOC could give us the same performance. Heck, I can give the same performance for a lot less money.
Exactly.
All right, Ray, it says we can have Joe Montana and Jerry Rice in their prime, put on a Raiders uniform, and they'd suck. Doesn't matter who we get, we suck. Yeah, definitely. When you can't get your offensive line to block properly for you, what do you expect?
Yep.
So that was kind of a quick summary. Final score was 40 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
We got blown out on all aspects of this game. There's not very many bright spots, if any, on this entire game.
There's one bright spot. There's one bright spot that you had mentioned on the Saturday night podcast. If we keep Jonathan Taylor down under 100 yards, in which we did, but he got 3 touchdowns. That's it. Oh, we have a jack on the run game, but everything else. We still can't.
So I mean, we pretty much already hit the emotional tone. So what we're going to run through here is we'll run through the stats. We'll run through what went wrong. We'll briefly hit on certain things. It's not going to be much on a positive level here. That's for damn sure. Jesus, the chat's fucking banging too. But the O-line doesn't throw the ball. Gino needs his eyes checked. Yeah, doesn't he wear glasses sometimes too? Should we, should this be like Ricky Vaughn from Major League, the movie? where they get his eyes checked and he needs to wear glasses. Get him at least a decent pair of glasses or something and get his ass out there, because maybe he's not seeing the double coverage when he throws to guys like Thornton or Jacoby, or the triple coverage on some of these guys. You know, he's making stupid bad decisions. No, the O-line's not doing their job. The O-line's like a sieve, bro. That's part of the reason why he's getting sacked and Genty's getting tackled in the backfield, because he's getting the ball handed off to him and the defense is already in his face. He can't do anything.
No.
I joked about trying the two of you out for the team. Now I think that you should call coach and give it a shot. I'll send him a full body shot of me, you know, standing there with, you know, in a uniform or whatever. Say, hey, do you think I can handle this? Fuck, put me out there, coach.
Something.
Yeah, I don't disagree that we need to draft a quarterback, but a first-round rookie quarterback ain't nothing right now.
That won't help out if we have no offensive line help. I mean, you draft a first-round quarterback, you're just wasting that draft pick. First of all, they got to get that O-line straightened out.
Yeah.
If anything else, get that fixed.
Oh, thanks, Bueno. He goes, Jeff and Chris have more heart than the guys playing. Yeah.
Well, thanks for that.
Well, when you're a Raider fan, it's different than when you're a player for a team, too, to be honest with you. Definitely going to go that route. Be patient. They just need to practice a little more. What's up, Moval? Well, that's what Pete said. Yeah, patient. He has no idea what Raider Nation is like. He's too used to dealing with those the 12th man in Seattle.
Yeah, you don't know how we are.
Yeah, we're gonna get into the special teams for sure too. Raider Nation, life, win or lose, who's next? True. Yeah, flew all the way to Indianapolis to practice, and they only scored two field goals. Yeah, it's pretty bad. See, the real scary part is that the entire coaching staff couldn't see how bad we would be before game one. Accelerator.
Yeah, the whole team should get off the turf. They should get back on the turf so they get their act together. Like, are you a football team or what are you? What are you doing?
What's up, Neil?
Yeah, we suck.
What's up, brother?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we suck again. No, we still suck again. We suck still. So, offensive disaster. Geno Smith, he threw for 228 yards, 2 interceptions. He's got 9 on the season now. Yeah. How much longer do we go before something comes up where it's like, hey, we need a spark. It's time to try something out. The only problem is you bench Geno. You're not going to see him again.
I don't think so.
I mean, what are the chances of you put Pickett in and he does even worse than Geno? What do? Do you go back to Geno? Do you pray and wait until the third option becomes available from his injury in ALC 12? You know, there's nobody out there. If you look at free agents for quarterbacks, there ain't crap.
Mm-mm.
I'm going to bring up the list. I got to, for the hell of it, I got to see. What the hell is this? What just happened? Fucking stupid ads on these sites. I hate it.
I mean, you got to look at Geno Smith spotting on low, and if you bench him, they're going to be making it even worse. But what can get worse than this? He leads the league in 9 interceptions. I think Burrow's behind him with 5.
Who's behind him with 5?
Burrows. He has 5 interceptions, and Geno has 9.
Who?
Geno has 9. Burrows has 5 for the year. But he played, Joe Burrows.
Joe Burrow. That's why it sounded like you said Burrows. I'm like, who the fuck is that?
Joe Burrows.
Oh, it's Joe Burrow. But
you might as well put Burrows out there. Whoever he is, he can do better.
So this is what's available right now. C.J. Beathard, Jeff Driscoll, and Jake Fromm.
Okay.
That's it. That's what's out there. For guys that were, listed as free agents, guys that have already played, that's it. There's nothing out there. It's just complete garbage. So you're not gonna pick up your savior in free agency.
Not now.
Heck, you're not even gonna be able to trade for somebody that you think is gonna be able to come in and do the job. Oh God, that's so good.
No, he still has 5 interceptions. He's been out for 4 weeks, but it's like he don't play in 2 games.
Yeah, that's he didn't get off to a great start either. But again, his woes were his offensive line still.
Like us.
Also, Coach Pete being weird as fuck with the Pratt situation in JPJ. I don't get it at all, but I'm not in the building, but real weird. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, no, that might not be right. But our wide receivers can't get open. Total yards in this game. We had 296 total yards. Indianapolis had 317. So we were fairly close in the overall yardage for our offense. But a lot of that was in the running game. It wasn't necessarily – it wasn't really a lot in the running game. It was just that Gino just God, I don't even know where to start with this.
But you got to remember this. They will have a lot more yards, but most of the game, they'll start on our side of the field. So they had short field most of the time.
Yeah, they had short field majority of the time.
Yeah, so that's why the yards were not as big as it should. It could have been. It could have been 600 if they started like in the normal 30 or 25 or whatever.
So Ashton Genty had 67 yards rushing on 14 carries. We had no offensive touchdowns. Only scoring was Carlson with the 2 field goals. And plus, you got to look at who was out, too, which has an impact on the offense. You had no Brock Bowers. You had no Big Mike out there. So you had your other tight ends aren't a legit threat like either one of those two, especially Brock.
Yeah.
Not having Brock out there hurts, because teams know that the only way you're going to throw the ball is you're going to throw it deep. Now, remember Saturday night when we talked and we did the last call and we talked about what we should do at the start of the game. And my prediction was just to go for the throat right away. Just go for a deep pass. And what they do when they started off?
They went for a deep pass.
They went for a deep pass, and Jetty took it right down the right sideline. That was like the most explosive play that I think I saw all day. And I felt good at that point. I'm like, oh, they're doing when we were talking about Saturday night, I'm watching this. I'm like, oh, that's what I called they were going to do.
Yeah, we talk about it too. I say they should run. Me and Jason talk about that more on Sunday morning. They should run some more wheel routes, some more screens, and that's exactly what they did. Still didn't work.
And then we just fell flat after that. That was the most explosive play we had. I felt good at that. I'm watching this. I'm like, all right,
me too.
Maybe we're gonna make something of this,
But I knew something was going to happen when we're inside the 10 and we can't punch the ball in the end zone. I said, okay, this is going to be a long-ass game because if the Colts come down and score, we're going to be behind the 8 ball again. That's exactly what happened. Yeah. And what happened next week, we'll talk about special teams in a minute, what happened? They ran back for a touchdown, but that was called back from a holding, thank God. But it still didn't make a difference.
And Neil, you're right, too. We beat the Pats, and then we just I think that team stayed in New England because I haven't seen the will to win. Well, I shouldn't say that because, we were in the Bears game. The Redskins game we weren't in.
We was in a Chargers game, too. We were in that.
Yeah, the Chargers game was yesterday it was just awful. Wow. And as much shit as we gave them last Monday for the Bears game, that's nothing compared to what they put out on the field yesterday. Yesterday was just absolutely disgusting.
Garbage.
Yeah. Two interceptions killed our drive, gave them short field, shifts the momentum, even that batted ball, the batted ball pick. Oh, God, it's just.
And we was in the red zone again.
Yeah.
So, like.
Yeah, a red zone.
And then go to ball, score a touchdown.
Yep,
Right.
our red zone inefficiency, lack of finishing, stalled drives, couldn't put it in, couldn't punch it in. Shouldn't say couldn't put it in. That just sounds wrong in so many different ways. Rate of Paul season over. I mean, I don't think the season's over. I mean,
I think
there's still plenty of time to improve and give us some hope for next year. But how many times have we done that where we go on a little AP's first year when he took over as interim? He had a decent rest of the way to the end of the season, gave us hope, going into the 2024 season, and then we just fell flat on our faces.
Mm-hmm.
Flacco has 6. That's probably why Flacco got benched. Flacco got benched at 6 interceptions for a rookie, and we've got a quarterback that's thrown 3 more, and he's still starting.
He's still playing. And behind him is not a rookie. He's a veteran. So
yeah. Mario pulling out the quote from the 1941 movie with John Belushi.
Germans bomb Pearl Harbor.
Oh, was it only when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? No. Oh
my God.
No, not that. That was Animal House, actually. Sorry, Animal House. Yeah, offensive line, broke down too. I mean, Glaze did not have a good game.
Again.
He got burned a lot.
Again.
Yep.
That's 2 games in a row.
Yeah. It led to, hurried throws, sacks, disrupted the timing. All that shit matters. Sometimes you don't realize that, the poor offensive line play, it's where it starts on the offense.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not blocking for the running back to give him openings to squeeze through and make a play, or you're not giving your quarterback time, all that shit matters, man. It's just it's so bad on so many levels, and there's no quick fix. So anybody expecting a quick fix on this, it's not going to happen. It's just not happening. Not with this team. Not with the offensive line options that we have for players on this roster. That's the downside. The only fix we have is what's in the locker room now. Let's see. Yeah, I said to tank that year to get bonus. Yeah, I'm not talking tank talk.
Nah, no tanking. We as bad. We're gonna lose anyway, so we don't need a tank.
Yeah. Accelerated saying Titans 6, Raiders 3.
I
mean, that very well could be the battle.
I told you. Titans might have their first win this next weekend. Sure.
Yeah. And that's the other thing that doesn't help us either. And Neil's right. We are in the toughest division.
That's still no excuse.
AFC West has traditionally been the tougher division in the league. But for a few years, it just seemed to be just the Chiefs only that were just dominating, and no one else even stood a chance. Now the tides have turned a little bit because the Chargers are better, the Broncos are better.
Mm-hmm.
We still suck.
Mm-hmm.
We're still in that funk. The Chiefs definitely seem like they got their juju back again.
Yeah, we'll see tonight. But
when they win this one tonight, they're then they come to what? Then we got to go to them in 2 weeks, and that's not going to be a fun one
that's
either.
Not going to be pretty.
On the week we play them, they get Rashid Rice back, so they'll be back to full strength on that offense now, which will allow them to do even more than what they have been doing. So that's neither here nor there right now. That's 2 weeks away. We'll get into that.
Let's see.
The poor play calling. That was the other thing. I'm watching this yesterday. Now, I was with my chapter members up in Chicopee, Mass, watching this game with them. And at one point, I'm like, who the hell is calling these plays? This is just like these play calls are just so horrible. We're just so predictable. We really are.
They are.
It's like there was no adjustment for when the Colts started stuffing the runs and stacking the box. And how can you actually make any type of adjustments like that when they're doing that? When your quarterback is easily throwing interceptions more than he's throwing any type of completions downfield. You know? So, what's up, Ja Raider?
Yeah, they didn't change anything. Cause we said that on Saturday. I thought Pete Carroll was good at making adjustments. They basically did the exact same thing they've been doing all game long. Okay, defense stopped that. Change something else, but they didn't do that at all. They kept trying to do it like that. They drove down the field. They ran twice in a row. Well, the first time it worked, change the play out. Have Geno Smith roll out, try to roll in the pocket, anything. They didn't do that. They tried to force their way in there, and it didn't work.
I accelerated. I don't think you're that far off. The Titans game is going to be a snore fest. It'll be like watching the 70s Bucks versus the 80s Cardinals. I think that game has the makings to be like, remember the Monday night game last year, Chris, between us and the Falcons?
Oh, my God, stop bringing that up.
I think that's what this one's going to feel like next week.
Snooze fest. A total snooze fest. But like I said, the Titans haven't won a game this year, but they'll probably be their first win next week.
Yep.
Get them going.
I mean, I don't want to start talking about let's fire a head coach and everything, but if a certain person decides to move on, I don't think it should be anybody from inside the organization that gets promoted. I like Ja Raider's thought process. Joe Brady from the Bills.
Yeah, it's time to bring a whole new fresh blood and something else because his philosophy was good back in the day, but right now it's just not working. Yep. You know, teams having player meetings and this and that. Don't tell what happened in that player meeting.
Actually, he is with the Bills, right? Joe Brady.
I don't know.
I think Tom Brady probably wanted him because his last name matched.
Damn, Jeff, you got like on your channel. Ain't nobody on my channel. Hey, switch over. I need the views. I need to get going.
Don says we need to win all the remainder of our games. Yeah, that ain't happening. Not with this team. Don't let Joe Brady walk to Titans. We need young offensive-minded coach. Joe Brady is the man. What's up, Robert Pena? Robert Pena's in the house. Charm City's joined in with us. What's up, Charm?
Offensive coach is not really going to matter if you don't have an offensive line. You can be the greatest offensive coach in the world, but if your offensive line can't block, it does no good. So, like I said, the first thing I'm working on is getting that offensive line straightened out. I don't know if it's Pete Carroll's fault. I don't know if it's his son's fault, but they got to do something. They got to get the offensive line together because sometimes they look like they lost. They don't know who to block or where to block, or or if there's Meredith not calling the right signals. I don't know, but they look like let people in, leaving the hole gaps. Especially that block punt. Like, didn't you guys see that guy come up? He came up the middle and blocked. He didn't come around the edge. He came up the middle. Like, dude, fucking Christ.
Yeah. Oh, that block punt really hurt too, especially the fact that AJ Cole got nicked up on that one. He was still okay to come out and hold for the field goals, and we didn't do any PATs, but hold for the field goals. So I don't know how severe the injury is. I haven't looked anything up yet today. But who knows how bad his injury is? If it's going to, all I know is Carlson punted the rest of the game, and the punts weren't good.
Of course not. He's not a punter.
No, they weren't good. Diesel's in the house. What's up, Diesel? What's going on, brother? Yeah, I know you're pissed. I am too. He hit me up last night after the game on Instagram. He's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "What the hell was that?" I said, "Dude, I don't know." I go almost 2 hours of a drive from my house to where our chapter hangs because that's pretty much where the chapter was formed in the area that we go to. And it's like the way up there, I was upbeat. Raider Will called me on the way, and he's all hyped and excited, and then we get the game gets rolling, and we stop playing like this. It's like a 2 hour ride feels like a 4 hour ride home because you're stewing. You got so many things running through your head. You're reliving the game a little bit. It's like, what the hell, man? It's like
But you know what?
Trying to collect my thoughts on how I wanted to, handle today's show and everything. I'm already in Monday mode at that point.
But you know what? If I wasn't an up and coming content creator for the Radio Nation, I would throw my TV in the trash. I wanted to turn it off, but I had to watch everything, and it was just so painful. And my wife came and said, "What's wrong, honey?" I looked at her, I looked. She said, "Oh," and walked out the room.
Yeah. What's up, Jason Marshall?
That's how painful it was. I couldn't deal with it anymore. I couldn't watch that. What is this I'm looking at? This is not Raiders. I don't know. Was it they got a Pop Warner team that played a professional team? Because that's exactly what they look like, a Pop Warner team. They didn't know what the hell to
do. Just a friendly reminder to everybody that's in the chat here. We've got 63 strong watching with us right now. We appreciate you all being here with us on your Monday morning drive, your wake up, your early afternoon on the East Coast. Just make sure you hit that thumbs up on your way in. Hit the sub, hit the notification for both 401 Raider Jeff and for Chris 4 Raiders podcast.
Yeah,
we do this show every Monday. The Monday morning quarterback. So we kind of go through what happened, and we want to hear what the chat's got to say too, which is why, whenever Chris and I are on, we're heavily into talking with the chat and letting the chat get their say and things.
Yeah, the poor people that's on my channel, go hit the thumbs up. No.
You got 9 over there right now. So Reynolds said he was there.
Now it's 7.
Meredith was the worst part the QB had to tell you play clock. That was pretty bad.
That was stupid. I couldn't believe that. Like, look at the play clock.
Yeah. Neil, I wanted to throw a brick.
I want to do worse than that.
Yeah, next man up. But man, what's next man up?
Who's the next man?
We're running out of those options. You're at the red zone. Let's sit. Genty and pass the ball. Dumb call. It led to us getting damn near field goal. Yep. What's up, One Nation Raider for life? Coach Pete talking about practice is mind blowing. These are games, not practice reps. I don't understand where his head is. Yeah. We're gonna go to Indianapolis this weekend. We got to practice against the Colts. Oh, okay. I don't know. Has he got early signs of dementia?
That's what I'm thinking. Is he going backwards in time or what? His head is?
I don't know.
You think he's in high school football or something? I don't know what he was thinking about.
Gino gets seriously hurt by week 7. I'm still standing on it. Jeez, I'm not hoping for an injury, but we're definitely cursed, Coach. There's no choice about it. I agree with that statement 100%. There's something that we did in and maybe it's still like the Al Davis curse where the NFL still will do anything to break our juju and just make us suck no matter what we do, no matter who we bring in. And the other thing that kills me is, we bring in an extremely experienced coach on not only the NFL level, but the college level, and it's still doesn't click for some players. I don't get it. It's like they don't care who the coach is. They're just going to go out there and do what they think they need to do. What's up, Fab? Fab said Gino's been a bust since the Jets. Yeah, he's not doing too well this year.
No, he's
not. Eric Bell, what's up, brother? Eric messaged the shit out of me yesterday. And I no disrespect. It's not that I didn't want to answer you, brother. I was so miserable when you were hitting me up that I didn't even know how to put into words into a text or into a Facebook message as to what I wanted to even respond to some of those. So I read them all, but I was just sitting there like, I'm going to say something I'm going to end up regretting or something because I was just so miserable yesterday after that. I mean, I was pissed with the Bears game. I was beside myself with this one. It felt like the Colts were practicing on us. Yeah, exactly. If anybody got practice this weekend, it was the goddamn Colts.
They did all kinds of different shit. Like, damn, They're gonna do this, do that, yeah, because they had opportunity to, because they had no defense to play against.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, they had opportunities to. Hey, let's turn to page 400 in our playbook. Hey, we haven't tried this play with this group of receivers, and let's run this one.
Yeah,
Why the hell not? We ain't gonna catch them.
Let's put our rookies in and see what they can do now, because the game is over with. So
they could have started that when they were up by 2 scores the way we were playing, and we still never would have caught them. Even if they threw an interception, I don't think we had the offensive firepower or play calling to get us into the end zone. It was evident that we couldn't get into the end zone. We didn't get in once. What's up, C Beta?
Speaking of that, our wide receiver.
Oh, you're a Rhode Island guy. All right, brother. Well, welcome to the show, man.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I'll be quiet.
No, go ahead.
Sure. Okay. Well, you're looking at the wide receivers. Only but Tucker, nobody else can get separation. They cannot separate. We thought that Thornton is going to be that guy. He didn't even show up. Nobody showed up. I know, like that, we have Brock Bowers in there, and I know that's a good excuse to have. But then again, you're supposed to be this fast guy, 4'3", whatever you can run. He's 6 feet tall. The ball was in his hands. He literally dropped it off the sideline. He couldn't get separation from the cornerbacks. They just blanketed him.
Mm-hmm.
They said kept him in front. That's all he did. He not a good route runner. I thought he was better than that when I saw him in Oregon. Some of the tape. I know Tennessee has a deep threat. But he couldn't get the separation. He was no threat at all. The Colts defense didn't feel threatened by him. I think on person they were was Trey Tucker. That was it.
Tyson Cobb says, why can't they practice as long as they need to during the week? That's a collective bargaining agreement issue between the players union and the NFL.
Yeah, they can't.
They limit how long they can practice for. They limit how many days a week they can practice in pads. Right. And there's so many new rules now. This is why a lot of people are saying, and I agree 100%, that the NFL is soft. These players are getting softer. Nobody wants to go out there and practice like that. I remember when I was playing in high school and even in semi-pro level, we went out there and we practiced for hours.
3 days.
Hitting shoulder pads and helmets and everything from Monday to Friday.
2 days, 3 days, man.
The game Saturday.
You practice for an hour and a half or 2 hours, practice, go take a break, come back, practice again for another 2 hours, take a break, and then the sun's going down. We're practicing still. That's what they did.
Nobody does double sessions anymore.
No, you remember 2 days, right? And 3 days, yeah. They don't do that no more. They can't because of
I hated 2 days, man. I hated them. I can't tell you how many times I'd puke up orange juice or whatever in the morning sessions.
Because the NFL rules dictate that you only practice this long for this day. It's like a 9 to 5 job. You only work from 9 to 5, no overtime. You get no overtime. That's what the NFL and the Players Association they can't agreement with. So they can practice. Only they can't practice on the official practice grounds, but they can go out to a park and practice. They can't stop from doing that.
Well, yeah, I mean they can sit there and they can throw the ball around and everything, and
but they can't actually put pads on and practice in the facilities.
Yeah. Hang on, what's this?
Yeah, 2 days were crazy, man, especially in the summer heat. Like, oh God. My goodness. But it makes you better.
Yeah. Raiders need Joe Milton from Dallas for a little
It wouldn't work. It still wouldn't work. It's not the quarterback, it's the offensive line. That's a problem.
Yeah. Like everyone agrees, we done having to see other coaches make their exactly. Make their other team better. Like we could have had him. And I worried, man. Never thought the offense would be this bad. I don't think anybody did. Everybody thought we were going to come out with a high-flying offense based on who was already on the team. Now you're bringing in Genty. You're bringing in what we thought was going to be a legit quarterback. You draft a couple of wide receivers. Betch has been nothing short of just a bust. I mean, he had 3 catches this weekend. He has 1 catch more in this game than he has for the entire season. He had 2 catches for the entire season. He had 3 yesterday. So he's got 5 on the season through 5 games. 6 games, right? 6. What are we? 1-4, 5, 5 games. 5 games. Oh, they easily could have put up. I'm telling you, they could have pushed for 100 points in this game.
Easy.
They really could have.
Easy. They did it.
Thank God we were able to at least. Yeah, thank God we were able to at least put handcuffs on Jonathan Taylor and not let him just blast 60 yard plus runs on a regular basis, because he can do that easily.
We stopped him there. Yeah, good. But he still got 3 touchdowns.
No, I don't have a Raider helmet, but I've got my. There it is. You can see it hanging up behind me here. Right there. I got my helmet from when I played semi-pro, but I wouldn't be able to use that now. They would throw me out. I'd be Antonio Brown out there, like, I want to use this helmet. No. Colts even threw in the QB that gave up on them last year. Yeah, he did. He got in there. I saw that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Wow. Predators in the house. What's up, Anthony? How you doing, brother? Colts took us to a Diddy party. Yeah, they did. We can't lose to the Titans. We can't.
We will. I already picked that early in the season. We will.
Well, thanks for understanding, Eric. I appreciate you. Accelerate. I grew up in Providence too, I swear. Bill M, what's up, Bill M? Season's already over. I'm not giving up on the season just yet, but I'm sorry if Geno comes back out. If they come out and say, "Oh, Geno's starting this week," oh boy. The only fortunate part is it's the Titans. But watch, this will be the game that we get blown out by the Titans, and we will legit be the worst team in the league, right? Because there's no one that's unbeaten right now. I think everybody's won at least one game. I'm not mistaken. Titans, I think, were the last ones that hadn't won.
Yeah, so everybody won a game, at least one, except for the Titans. And next week will be their first win.
Yeah, and you're right about Thornton, too. When was the last time he had a catch? And here's another thing, too. Geno keeps throwing the ball to him.
But he's not catching it.
Well, he's not only not catching it, but he's not going to outmuscle anybody for that ball. He's not strong enough.
No.
You know, Thornton's the type of guy where you put the ball up higher and let him jump for it, but he won't even do that. You know, he's throwing it to him in double coverage. You can't throw double coverage in double coverage to a guy like him. Now, if that was DK Metcalf, who he's used to throwing to for years, okay, because DK Metcalf is a goddamn physical specimen. He'll outmuscle anybody for that ball. He could handle that. He'll jump up for it. He'll take the hit. Thornton, I think, if he gets hit the wrong way, he's going to get snapped in half because there ain't much to him.
Nah, he's a little man. Tall, but little.
Yeah, Trey Tucker only had only one that looks like he.
Okay, yeah. Wait, hold on. So the Jets haven't won a game yet. Let's see who else. No, Titans actually did win a game. They're the one that they won a game. Excuse me.
There you go, Coach.
I stand corrected. The Titans are 1-4. I stand corrected.
Well, they just won this weekend. They beat the shit out of the Ravens.
Yeah. So they won a game.
Right. That was who they played this weekend, was the Ravens, right?
Yeah. The Ravens are going down just like we are, but they're
hurting because of injuries, man. You lose your quarterback, so now you become a one-dimensional team. Whereas with Lamar out there, you got to worry about him throwing the ball and running it. Now you take him out of the equation. There's only one person to stop, and that's Henry.
And that's what they did.
You stop him, and that's exactly what they did.
That's what they did. They stopped him.
You're gonna win that game. You know.
Yeah. So Jets the only team that have won a game yet. We don't play them this year.
No. Next year.
Yep.
Raiders have the 6th pick in 2026. I hate tanking, but I want to pass. I tell you right now, we're going to end up with a lot better pick than 6 at the rate we're going.
I mean, yeah, we're going to be like number 1, number 2. Shoot, where they going?
Eric, you're cool, dude. It's all right. I get it. I didn't know how to respond sometimes because I was just like, I'm so mad. I just couldn't. I got to catch up with the chat here. I am way behind. Yeah, Jets at 0-5. Yeah, let's bring back Vince Evans.
Right.
Jets haven't won.
Yeah, I just looked it up. You're right. I stand corrected.
Shock of the Jets are the worst. Yeah, Thornton Nichols, Johnny Lee Higgins. Yeah, I think if we played the Jets right now, we probably would lose to them. But that's the sad part.
Damn, Jeff, what the hell's going on here, man?
Oh, what's the matter?
You got 64 on your channel. I only have 8. Well, you guys don't like my channel no more? I'll just go ahead and just call it quits now. Thank you guys for signing up for my YouTube channel. This will be my last day. I have nobody watching me. Nobody's on my channel. So with that being said, Jeff, thanks. Farewell.
Yeah. Oh, he actually walked away. Oh, yeah, Chris is upset. Oh, it's Houston that beat the Ravens. That's right. Never mind. My bad. I couldn't remember. Chris, get your ass back in here. Let's see. Where are we here? Oh, I'm going to keep going, I guess. Yeah, and again, just sticking with the theme of talking about the game itself. I mean, the lack of offensive weapons, depth, missing the tight ends, injuries, inability to stretch the defense, which just tends to be the most blaring thing every week. Chris, come back in. Oh my God. He just flipped me off. What's up, Dave? How you doing? What's he doing? Oh, he's got a phone call. Robert Pena's in your channel. He's watching. Yeah, he's going to go outside and yell at his clouds. Detroit God's in the house. What's up, Detroit God?
No, I wouldn't go verify my appointment because they keep calling. So make sure I be there on time. But anyway, like I said, yeah, thanks for the 8 people on my channel. I appreciate that.
And then the sustained drives, man. We had too many 3 and outs. We couldn't get anything going. There was no continuity out there.
Bueno, I don't care if you do not. I don't care.
Huh?
I'm looking at Bueno's thing. I don't care if you do or not right now. I'm in a bad mood.
Why are you in a bad mood?
We see what happened yesterday, right? What do you think?
Eric says, since YouTube booted me, he goes, I can't go to Chris's channel.
Who booted you?
I don't know. What was I saying?
You were saying a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah, too many 3 and outs. We just couldn't get any continuity going. But again, that also just ties in with the lack of being able to do anything. We can't run anything crazy because our offensive line just can't handle it. You've got Glaze, who's in a slump. He's having more bad games than good games. JPJ is the only one that seems to be out there that's playing with any type of tenacity and a set of balls. Forsythe's his first game as a starter for us. He did all right. I mean, he didn't really fuck up like everybody thought he was going to do. I mean, there was still some mistakes overall on most of the offensive line. Parham's Parham. Meredith, when you're going to start asking where the play clock is or have it pointed out to you, that's not good. That's not good at all. That's one of the first things you should be looking at when you're walking to the ball is point out get the visual on the play clock as you're looking down and scanning the field before you give out the audibles to your offensive line. So you know what you're in for a time frame here. Because the quarterback relies on you that if he's going to be looking around and giving audibles and cadences and shit, if he doesn't realize it, then, you're partly responsible for that. Take some responsibility for yourself. And that's the problem with this team. some of these players just aren't taking that personal responsibility for their positions. Do you agree with that, or?
You know what? I'm done with the Raiders. I'm about to get into the professional badminton league. I already got my team. They call the Black Knights. So my new champions become Chris for Black Knights because at least they're winning. So no, yeah, they can't. Like I said, can't sustain drives, 3 and outs, or fumble, or something, or interception, or whatever. And then we punt the ball, they get good field position, and then, like I said, the Colts were playing on our side of the field most of the game. Like I said, if it been a normal game, they had to drive like length of the field, Colts would have had 700 yards total offense, and then you probably would have got Taylor breaking a 60-yard run. Because I looked at Mr. Indiana Jones there. He wasn't throwing long balls. You know what he was doing? Dinking and dunking, doing a 5-yard pass. And then the receiver, whoever catches the ball, is running for 10 yards. Poor tackling, not covering right. Wrong defense is all kind of crap that went wrong that game. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it. But
appreciate you.
There's a lot of things. The defense is everybody, the whole team. I blame the water board too, damn it. Everybody's to blame for that game yesterday. The main blame I'm really going to go after it. I'm going to talk about it now because I got like about 30 minutes. So I got to go because they confirmed my appointment. It's a little earlier than I thought it was. Special teams has been the worst in the last 3 weeks. Because coming from the Commanders game, where they allow them to run down the field on kickoffs or punts. Same thing last week with the Bears. They allowed a guy to come in and block a field goal attempt. This week, they blocked a punt. Carson missed a field goal. I mean, special teams got to step up. And plus, they ran it back. They had a touchdown run. Well, for a holding call, they'd had a touchdown. What's up with the special teams? Because it's defense, offense, special teams. There's 3 factors of the game. Special team helps, like if they had to punt the ball, they help pin them back, and defense have a better chance. But when you punt the ball and the guys running to the 50-yard line, that the defense is right in the same hole as they were before. So that has to change. I don't know who special team coach is. I don't even want to look at his face at because his special team coach need to do something about it. The offensive line coach need to do something and get this crap fixed because I can't take this no more.
I'm actually going to look up who the special team coach is because I want to look up.
I don't want to see his face.
Wow.
Because it's horrific. I know it seems Raiders always in history had good special teams, kicking, punting, all that stuff. They always had good, solid special teams. I ain't saying good, great, but solid. This special team now is a fucking joke. I never seen I never seen a punter get blocked so many times. Well, he got blocked once, but it was a vicious block. Guy came up the middle and blocked that damn punt. Up the middle. From the side edge, but not the middle.
The special teams coach is Tom McMahon. Okay. He's 56 years old, so he's a year older than me. So his career history, he was at Carroll College in 1992, then Bozeman High in 93, Carroll College in 94, Utah State 95 to 97 as the graduate assistant, then linebackers special teams in 98 to 2000 at Utah. Then his Utah again in 01 to 05 as defensive line recruiting coordinator, Louisville in 06 for outside linebackers and special teams. Then he made the jump to the pros. So he was with the Falcons as assistant special teams coach from 07 to 08. The Rams from 09 to 2011 as special teams coordinator. 2012 with the Chiefs as coordinator. Indianapolis Colts from 13 to 17. Denver Broncos 18 to 21. And then he's been with us since 2022, special teams coordinator. He was part of, he came over with McDaniels. He joined McDaniels' inaugural Las Vegas staff as a team special teams coordinator. So he's a holdover from McDaniels. Get rid of him.
Why is this regime keeping the leftovers from McDaniel's here? Why?
I don't know.
You
I
go
don't know.
get your own people in there. I'm sure there's a lot of special team coordinators out there that can come in. Why are we keeping these leftovers? You saw how much success we had with the last regime prior to AP. You saw what happened.
Yep.
So why are we keeping these same guys that we're not doing anything? I don't get it. You know, people say we should tank now for Arch Manning. Well, Arch Manning they get like this past week anyway. But we're not tanking. We just that bad that we're gonna tank anyway, whether we want to or not. You know, it's getting to the point where I have high blood pressure. I quit my heavy drinking, but now guess what? My pressure will go up and I'll start drinking hard now because I can't deal with another game like that. Like I said, with the fact that I'm a content creator now. If I wasn't, I would turn the TV off, through the trash. I did who was that? Who's my man? Detroit guy. Would have broke the damn TV set. It's getting ridiculous. I can't watch it. If it had been a close game and we lost by a field goal, yeah, I could.
Well, like last week with the Bears?
Yeah, I tolerate that. That block kick pissed me off, but I tolerate that. This I couldn't tolerate. This is. Let me check my blood pressure right quick. Hold on a minute. Oh God.
Hey, what's up, Tanner Jack? How you doing, brother? Pete Carroll said he wants the defense to play like 2015 defense. That year, Seahawks gave a lot of points. Yeah, well, he's fully accomplished in that.
We got the personnel for that.
Yeah, I'm giving Stone his flowers. He did block well. I thought he will. I thought he would. Yeah, I thought for sure too. And that was one of my possible surprise players, is that he might not play as bad as we thought. He didn't play as bad as everybody was thinking. I thought for sure that he was just going to be so inept and that Gino was just going to be taken out in a stretcher. I really did.
I don't see anybody hurt, but I kind of hope when that happens. Let's get a change. Sometimes you need to change the pace because Gino ain't the one. Hey, guess what, Jeff? This is what I did this past weekend. I had my neighbor help me. I signed for Prize Picks, not giving them any endorsements because they ain't endorsing us yet.
Okay.
So I'm gonna never do it again. I don't too much care for fantasy leagues and stuff, but I tried it to see if I can win some money. Guess who I picked? I picked Ashley Denty to get over 67 yards. It was 60.5. I said, oh, you get like almost 68 thing. This some bitch gets 67 exactly. I'm like, goddamn, you can get one more freaking yard. One more freaking yard. And I said, Gino probably run for. It said I picked Gino to run for 9 yards because you're gonna probably be a hassle in the backfield.
Oh, that's funny.
It went up again. You know what? I'm an elder. I can't afford to have high blood pressure and high this stuff. That's enough. I've been dealing with this for too long.
So Detroit God said the only reason I didn't tear shit out is because I'm on vacation at a family member's wedding. So he had to be a good boy this weekend.
Yeah, I guess so.
Damage any TVs.
Man.
Yeah, 2 years in a row, O-line sucks. Yep. No, and we didn't really address it. We addressed it by bringing in Kappa. That was it.
The job. Your comment coming. I'm gonna say something when Jeff brings it up when he get there. But I'm gonna say something about that. But yeah, you know, are they gonna bench Gino for this upcoming game? No, you're not a piece of shit. Because I was saying the same thing. Twist his ankle, let him be out for the rest of the game, and then put Pickett in there. Shit, try something new.
Is that the comment?
Yeah. I think
that was it. All right.
Yeah, Gino leg break. Yeah. I don't want to break his leg. I maybe just twist his ankle a little bit. Maybe he got hobble off the field and be out for one game. But
yeah, and Diesel did say this in the chat to me. He did say that. He goes, exactly what I told Jeff. It's going to take Gino getting hurt for a change to be made. I don't think you're not going to see Pete Carroll just jump.
No, he's not going to change him.
Because he's not going to change because he brought Geno in the first place, and that's just going to make it look like he was wrong, and he's not going to want to do that.
We're grown ass men, Jeff. When you make a mistake like I did a few weeks ago, you own up to it like I did a few weeks ago when that bad night. You own up to it. Hey, I made a mistake. Apologize. Well, we're gonna try something different. Sorry. Sit down, Gino.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. If it's Chip Kelly's, if it's his system, I think it's more or less along the lines of the plays he's calling. It's like sometimes you just sit there and go, like, why did we just run that? Perfect example was the Bears game when we still had a shot to pull that off, and we're just running Genty up the middle instead of breaking him outside like he had been doing all day long outside the tackles. Get him outside in open space where he can move the ball. They wanted to stay between the hash marks so they could attempt for a nice clean field goal. But why? He could have broke one for the touchdown. Game's over.
Yeah, just let him do it. The Chargers again, the plays they were calling, like, dude, you had opportunities and you didn't do it. But the main issue, the opportunity is when we get in the red zone, we go right back to vanilla offense, run, Geno, run. And then Geno Smith in a shotgun trying to throw a pass. No. I don't know. Like 805 said, they was talking about, and I agree with 805 what he said. Sometimes you don't have the right player personnel to execute the playbook. And that's probably what it is. Because the receivers don't get separation. None of them do. Well, except for Tucker, he might get some separation. Jacoby's not going to really separate from receiver. He's going to run good patterns. And then that's it. Thornton is to me, is a bust. But he wasn't a high draft pick. But he's still like, dude. We had a ball in your hands twice, 2 weeks in a row, and you couldn't bring it and haul it in. You got to get in the weight room, eat some potatoes and grits, and get some weight on or something.
Well, that's the thing. That's not something that's going to come overnight. You're not going to see the fruits of that labor from this season.
No, I know that.
That's going to take some time before he gets that type of strength up, if he can even do that.
He's not in the grown man's body right now.
I've got more of a problem with the fact that Betch, as our second round draft pick, who should be good enough where if you're drafted in the second round, you should be a starter on whatever team drafted you. Okay. Unless they're so well put together already, like say the Eagles, and they just add you for depth, like they have been doing, which is why we ended up with a guy like Booker, who was second and third string defensive tackle, now starting for us because he's just buried on the depth chart over there with so much talent.
Right.
When you're drafted in the situation like Betch, where you're deemed the next guy to come in and be this guy for us, which evidently he's not. This is the most playing time we've seen with him this season was Sunday. He caught 3 catches. He caught 3 passes out of that. Could he have had more? Possibly. It all depends on. But our drives stalled. We stalled our drives every goddamn time we had any type of opportunity. Like I said, that opening drive, we looked good. That first play, bang, went deep with Genty. Broke a nice little play there. Couldn't keep it going. Again, this is the shit I'm talking about. You draft a guy that you expect to be a starter, and he's a spot player at best.
He's like third string, fourth string. I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, and that's the other thing. So week 5, your coach finally comes out before the game and says, "Oh, we're going to get Betch more involved." Fucker, he should have been involved from the start.
The first game, yeah, very first game.
When he's your second round draft pick. If you would have come out and said that with Genty, we'll it's going to take some time. We'll get him there. Fuck no. He's number 6 overall. That son of a bitch should be starting regardless. If he would have come out and said that, forget it. What's up, 805? He goes, what's going on, fellas? Might fire up, start him, bench him, cut him segments if we lose this weekend. Should just start it now instead of watching this.
Start now. Wait, yeah.
I'm cringing at the thought of watching that in more in-depth detail like you guys do, in-depth detail, because I may actually break some shit here at the house because I'll be like, that. How is no one else seeing this game at the game, like game time? Because it's shit they don't fix on the go, which drives me nuts. Oh God, I'm behind on the chat again. Tanner Jack, we just need to draft a damn quarterback and develop. Yeah, but again, drafting a quarterback isn't the answer.
It's not gonna work.
We should have spent this year's draft working on the trenches and then just go from there. Deal with whatever we bring in for free agent running backs and what was already on the roster and just go with that. Get the offensive line fixed first. So you go into the season, not when you draft a running back with the capability of Genty, you're automatically looking at it like, oh, we're going to do some damage this year. So you're setting your expectations high right from the get-go. Where if you go and draft offensive linemen for the first couple of picks and build that offensive line, everybody then understands that this is going to be an uphill climb to get where we need to get to overall.
Right,
so, all right. So you can, you can work on that goal of getting a running back in the next year's draft or picking one up in free agency. When you just go right for the throat right away and grab the best offensive player that's out there, technically, well, supposedly, you're setting an expectation in the fan base to think that, oh, they're going all in for this year. No. And that's what fucking hurts, man. We're expecting Genty to come in and rush for, 1,500 yards and catch, 300 yards in passes and score like 15 total touchdowns. That's not going to happen. Not even going to come close to that. You're going to be lucky if he hits 1,000 yards at this rate. Because obviously he had a hell of a game against Chicago, and this week offensive line couldn't open up holes for shit. Nor did we really get him a lot of time out there on the field with the offense either. The defense was on the field so much. Fucking 805. I see. Frustrating part. If we don't have the weapons, it's on coach and staff since we had the salary cap and draft capital to bring the right guys in. Another failure of the staff if it doesn't improve. Oh, definitely, 100%. We had tons of money. The only team that had more money in the cap besides us was the Patriots. And guess what? The Patriots did what they needed to do. They looked a hell of a lot better last night. That's a damn sure. If we would have played them this week, they would have smoked us. They probably would have put up more points than what the Colts just did, because Patriots look legit again. It's like, God damn it. They beat Buffalo. They knocked Buffalo off the only undefeated team until last night's game ended. Robert Pena, that's why I'm just listening. I'm so pissed with this team. I can't even put it in words. That's how I felt last night. I'm telling you, that 2-hour ride home from the game after the game was just, I just was dumbfounded.
Sure. That's just like that 2-minute walk to the kitchen and get something to drink was pissing off for me. Like, God damn it, I can't watch this game no goddamn more. And my wife, she's a company lady. She's a 49 fan, so she happy they won. She said it'll be all right. She's not over yet. I looked at her again. Like I said, you know what? I'm calling my lawyer tomorrow. I'm filing for a divorce. You said it to me one more time.
All right, if I starting to watch game film tonight with plenty of drinks on hand. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Is the bottle full and be empty by the end of the night? I want a before and after picture of the bottle, and I want you to put that up on the show this week.
Like I said, I kept back my hard drinking 805, but now I might go back to the bottle. I might have to, because I can't sit there and watch a Raider game sober anymore. I have to be drunk and find something funny about it, because this team's a joke. This team is a damn joke from all aspects. It's all aspects of the team. Defense, let me finish, Jeff. Defense, offense, special teams. Those three do not work together. They on separate fields. They in separate mindsets. So, it's a joke. Go ahead, Jeff. What you going to say?
This is what I want from 805. I want a picture of a full bottle, and then I want to see what at the end of him watching game film, if the bottle looks like this, or if it looks like this.
Probably like the last. Probably look at that one. Empty.
Yeah, probably.
And probably like that doing at halftime. Watching this game.
By the time he gets finished with the defense, because if he does the defense first, if he does the offense first, he'll get halfway through watching the film, and that bottle will be down to like this much left. What's up, Joseph Demers? I'm so defeated yesterday. The performance was bland.
Bland.
Bland's putting it nicely.
That's like a compliment. What were you
You're giving them props, and I appreciate that.
You're worse than Bland. Shoot.
There it is, right there. That's it. Jason just nailed it. We look more like an expansion team. Yeah.
Yeah, we are. Well, yeah, they expanded to Vegas and they do shit.
But in all honesty, the last time we had expansion teams, they went to the AFC and NFC championship games. Remember that?
Yeah, I sure do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seattle expansion. They went to the championship game against the Raiders. The Raiders, luckily they beat them.
What's up, Oscar? What's going on, man?
Yeah, this shit sucks. Yeah, it does.
How the hell did the Patriots beat the Bills? I think the Bills just beat themselves.
They beat themselves last night. They had opportunities. They did win our numbers. Yeah.
Jason, we lack leadership. Yeah, we do. Big time. Big time. Can the NFL just give us 17 points on the scoreboard at the beginning and just see if we can win or hold it?
They want to spot us. The team got to say, "Who spots you 10 points?"
Is this like golf? Like that's our handicap?
Yeah.
We get a 17-point head start.
They'll spot 10 points and they still beat us.
Okay, so I want to bring this up right now. So we are an hour and 12 minutes into this. Okay. And this is the first time it's come up, and I've been waiting for somebody to say it. And I'm not arguing the point. I completely agree.
I don't think you want to be.
I'm surprised it took this long for somebody to even bring it up.
I don't think you want to be.
Unless I missed it.
The way Crowley's expression on his faces, I know he's a Raider, but I don't think he want to be here anymore with this. He's tired of losing. He's put his heart and soul in every game. Some games he played better than other games. But to do all that and then nobody else is Crosby give 110%, the rest of them getting like 45%. You know,
he looks so deflated.
I want to play these guys. You guys want to put 45% in? Can't get the plays right, can't call, can't do nothing, can't tackle. Jesus. You know how many missed tackles they had yesterday? I'm like, you guys know how to tackle? Try to get that highlight reel for ESPN. Wrap this son bitch up. That one dude that juked that move and got that touchdown, like, God damn, he ran through 4 guys, damn near.
Yeah, see, Coach says it too. There's no way Crosby stays unless he enjoys losing this much. Yeah. And I've had people say to me, oh, he deserves a champion. I don't give a shit whether he goes on to win a Super Bowl somewhere else or not. All I care is about is getting something in return for him, and we put it don't let this turn into the Khalil Mack trade. Where we trade, we get all these massive picks and everything, and then we fumble on all the picks. We can't have that.
Let me ask the question to the chat, and then we always involved in the chat. All 84 watching, and 5 on the other channels, as well as 6 guys on my channel. I'm gonna keep saying that. I'm gonna give me a thumbs up if you say bench Geno Smith. Everybody, let's see how many thumbs up we get. A thumbs down for keep him.
Or just do a 1 or a 2. 1 to bench him, 2 to. It'll be easy to do that.
Okay, one to bench Geno, 2 to keep him playing. You do it like that, and then we'll see. We'll start counting response.
805. I might stop with Bear, then end with the hard stuff. This is going to be brutal. Yeah, it's going to be. This is going to be the worst game film I think you've watched.
2
in a long fucking time.
Well, it's 4-1 right now.
What's up, Jake Bedard?
I don't know. Yes, mean is that 1? Yeah, look, Jordan is 1. I lost count.
What's up, Charles? Trade Max for sure. See, now more people are saying it. I'll get to it. I'm scrolling down. Max to the Cowboys. Go back home to Texas. Raiders get first in QB Joe Milton. I wouldn't be opposed to that either, though.
Yeah. My 1 button is 1.
So,
all right,
Chiefs and Jags tonight. Oh, you know the Chiefs are gonna. If the Jaguars pull this one off, I'll be amazed. Crosby doesn't deserve to be through this garbage. Go to a team that he deserves better. Yeah, he does deserve better. I mean, based on him doing what he's been doing for these years. But
right, yeah.
Max cares more about dancing. He'll be dancing with the stars soon enough. Oh my God.
That's first. Well, that's not back though.
Yeah. Let's see. Too many people are afraid of trading Max. If there was a better roster of better results on keeping him, but we are just too weak in too many areas. Yeah, we need the draft clout, definitely. Dallas has 2 first rounders this year, and next year go get picks and God for Crosby. Yep.
Can we Mr. Coaches? Yeah, well.
Where did that skip to? Okay, there it is. So we got 1, 2. Oh yeah, it's definitely a 1.
Everybody say Mitchell.
Yeah. Yeah, there's only two on there, and that's Charles. That's the only one I saw. Oh no, I'm not. No, Bueno, you voted twice. Get out of here.
Yeah, Bueno. Can't vote twice.
Oh no, he didn't. I take that back. No, he didn't.
He didn't know. Well, anyway, he's one of the few people that said keep him. Oh man, I don't know.
We got so we've got 83 or 84 in the chat right now. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, hit the notifications, hit the subs. I appreciate everybody being here. We're not getting off yet. How much longer you got?
I might be leaving in a minute, so just waiting for the phone call.
Waiting for the phone call.
Yeah, because I was calling to verify the appointment. They called me twice, and then I'm trying to verify what's the appointment time. They text me. It's still the same time. Okay, what time is that?
Joseph Demers, need to get back to basics. Form tackles, simple plays. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Who cares if they figure out our plays? Yeah. I mean, we can't even do the basic blocking. Sometimes it's that pathetic, like fundamentals, man. Get back to fundamentals, plain and simple. John Madden used to say that all the time too. It's like, some teams need to go back to their fundamentals to, learn how to tackle, learn how to block right.
Yeah, trying to be cute out there, make highlight reels, tackle, block, the simple things, the basic things you learn when you start playing football in Pop Warner. What the first thing they teach you: how to block, how to tackle. They don't teach you how to run, how to throw, and all that. How to read a play. No, they don't teach you none of that stuff. They teach you this how you tackle safely. This how you block safely. That's basic childhood football. Damn, that's even street football. Well, we didn't tackle. Well, sometimes we did tackle in the street.
Jake, can we bench the coaches? Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, which we could.
We're gonna bring Brendan Carroll as a head coach? No, I don't think so.
Yeah. The thing, Jeff, is we will get 3 first-round picks and we'll fuck it up. That's what I'm getting at. We can't. That's the problem. We can't pull a Khalil Mack issue where we get those picks and then we pull in Alex Leatherwood and who's the other one we got with those picks?
There's a few guys.
Pharrell part of that?
Didn't we get Arnett on it? Didn't we get Arnett and all them guys?
I think so. I don't remember now. I kind of put that one out of my memory because it was just so bad what we got in the odds.
Horrific.
On paper they looked like they were going to be okay, but in reality, nobody really did their true scouting work. And that's the other thing, man. There needs to be more emphasis on proper scouting. You don't hear a lot of people talk about that. Our scouting is not the best. I mean, how did we not see that? Thornton can't get the separation. He can't outmuscle people. That's some basic shit, man. And then we go and take him with that pick. A Betch.
On paper, he looks great. 6'5", 4'3". Hey, look, paper good, but that's another Hayward Bay. Fast, but can't catch. Or separate. So, same thing all over again. Farrell, okay, yeah.
If Jerry didn't pay Parsons, why would he take a Crosby? Yeah, true. Well, it is going to be cheaper than what Parsons was going to want because Parsons' contract is way more than what freaking Crosby wanted or got.
Yeah, there's too much going on. They don't know. There's discipline. They like discipline. They like everything. This game showed. They say, the Colts showed the Rays' weakness. They didn't show. We already knew the Rays' weakness was. It was the blocking and the tackling. We already knew it. They didn't show us anything.
There it is.
They exploded.
It was Farrell, Abrams, and Jacobs. Jacobs was the only one. Abrams, he was hit or miss. I mean, he was one of those guys that likes going for the kill shot instead of wrapping up and tackling. It's like he wants to take him out of the game. That's great on the one time you connect out of like 30.
Right.
Then I'm tackle.
And he had bad angles. Bad angles.
Yep. Let's see. No, we got Josh Jacobs on that in the safety. Yeah, he just hit it.
Yeah,
should have kept. What's up, Sam?
If we'd have kept Josh Jacobs, we wouldn't have this problem. We could have got some better line help, but they immediately want a running back, which I do that. I said they do, but they didn't fix the whole line. Okay, now here we go, Jeff. Here's my starting lineup on the old line next week: Grant, Caleb, and Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
And then starting quarterback, pick it.
Me.
Huh?
Oh, I thought you said pick it, not pick it. Like
pick it.
Pick it. Yeah, never mind.
But
what do you get to lose at this point? Seriously, can't get much worse than what it already is.
Pete Carroll said, "Well, young guys got that. So what? Game's over with. They ain't got nothing to prove. Start next week and see what happens." Well, we developing the guy. Develop him. We drafted Mumford. He started right away. We drafted a few other Leatherwood. He started right away. Throw him in there. Trial by fire. Sink or swim. Then you know what you got. But put him in the garbage time, like, no. They'll schedule scratch. No, hell no. Put him in the line. Put him in there. Because I don't see any other way. Change the face of the Raiders. Because everybody knows now that the whole league knows what Geno Smith is. They know what to do to get those interceptions and get them. So why don't put Pickett in there? See, he's a lot younger. He's supposed to be the same as Geno Smith. Okay, well, let's prove it. He's a little probably faster, can run if he have to. Then try him out. We're playing against the Titans. That's going to be a loss anyway. So you might as well go in and show it out there.
And Sin Raider goes, "What's up, man? Welcome to the channel. Why is the play clock a difficult task to do?" I don't know. Ask Meredith, because apparently he can't figure out where the fuck it is. That still just blows my mind.
JJ back and put Meredith back on as a guard. He did good as a guard. Put JJ back and switch that shit around. Change the whole program around.
I won't agree with that.
No, but I'm just saying one of the changes they could make, or I don't know if they should or not, but one of the changes they can make, change it up a little bit. Maybe it'll be a little different. But for right now, what you got going is not working.
John Rader, that can't be a real stat. That can't be a real thing.
Like my boy Jay Rader said, the deficit insanity is trying to do the same thing and it doesn't work. You keep trying it again. That's insanity. And that's what it is. This team's insane.
If that's true, Jason, that's bad on the team. That's bad on the scouting department for not going out and redoing. I gotta take some of the time and effort, but
no, they got that guy from Philly. He's part of the scouting department. What was his name? I forget his name.
Yeah, but that was after the fact already, though.
Yeah, it was. So maybe next year, which I'm tired of saying every year is different. No, but this year, let's see if it changes.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with Jermaine Pratt. I have no idea.
Wasn't he hurt?
We need Jeff on the O-line. I'd do it. Just pay me in Dunkin' Donuts and I'll go out there and play.
There you go.
Give me all the Raider swag I can take, and
a lifetime supply of Dunkin' Donuts. I'm good.
Yep. You don't even have to pay me money. Just give me merchandise and Dunkin' Donuts coffee for life, and I will go out there and I guarantee I will do better than most of these guys out there.
Oh.
I put fucking money on it, and I ain't even 100% healthy with my medical conditions. I'd still go out there and kick ass. You know why? Because the heart and desire of a Raider fan is so much different than a Raider player. There's no two ways about it. Remember, these guys are just here to make the money, play the game. It's their job. The Raider fans, or even football fans in general, have a different passion and will play out and put out for their team and do what is necessary in order to get the win. It's a different situation. Like if I had the opportunity to go out there, oh hell yeah. Maybe 20 years ago.
Who got released? Somebody said I just heard he got released. Who got released?
Who did?
I don't know. The Desert Raider said somebody got released. Who got released? I'm sorry, I did down the chat. I just saw that he got released. Like, huh?
You see, Joseph can't do any worse. 53 out of shape unless round counts. I can be the 500-pound refrigerator Perry. More important than God is more important than center. Look at that potbelly Quentin Nelson from the Colts. He's a beast. Taylor can run around. Yeah, see, that's why I don't agree with putting JPJ back at center now. Just heard he got released. He must be tough because we were talking about, someone brought up what's up with Pratt. And they said, just heard he got released.
I'm trying to see where that's at.
That can't be what it is it? What's the date on this? October 5th. I'm looking right now to see if I see anything.
I don't see about that. I'm looking.
I don't see anything.
I don't see anything about being released. Is that a rumor?
They're saying Jermaine Pratt's days with the Raiders might be numbered after Pete Carroll sheds light on the mystery. So there's more behind the story. Yep, I'm looking at it right here.
Yep, they are. Yep.
Yep, head coach Pete Carroll announced that linebacker Jermaine Pratt has been released. Asked what led to the decision, he said the team decided to go in a different direction.
What direction they going? They are going down. So what direction they gonna go in?
Yep, 1 minute ago, Jermaine Pratt released by the Raiders.
Yeah,
so Pratt's gone.
It just popped up. So you said, like, God damn.
Yeah, good call there, Desert Raider. Thanks for letting us know.
Desert Raider.
Yeah, looks like he's gone.
All right, I got 15 minutes and I'm out of here.
All right, see ya.
All right.
What the fuck? I'm looking to see if there's any other news anywhere else real quick on this before. Nothing's been fully released. But yeah, I'm seeing it all over the place that he's been released.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure we'll get the full gist of it. If they're gonna do a presser, I'm sure that's gonna come up. Are they on right now doing a presser? Where'd you go, Chris? Get your ass back in here. Oh, Rappaport put something out there, rap sheet.
Okay, yeah. So, like I said, I got 5 more minutes, guys. I don't know if Jeffy gonna stay on, but thanks for all the 9 people watching my channel. Appreciate it, but I have to go.
Maybe they should put a little beeping sound when the play clock is running down to 1.
Oh no, I'm leaving right now. All right, guys. Hey,
yeah, Jason, you can come on in.
It's a dismal weekend, and so hopefully it'll change, but I doubt it. All right, Jeff, I'll talk to you later.
All right, brother.
See you guys
later. The dismantling begins. Yeah, I think you're going to see more that are going to they're going to possibly drop off soon after that or be cut. I mean, there's definitely going to be more guillotine chops here for sure. I just got your text. This is what he sends me. Old man yells at cloud. It's Chris. Oh, that's fucking funny. Yeah, Genty traded the Cowboys. Yeah, I don't think so. That would be a horrible decision to do. Jason, you coming in or what? So, I mean, as far as this past weekend, Chip Kelly's play calling, offensive, the OC gets too passive when things get bad or went bad, I should say. We didn't do anything to adjust the run pass mix. We weren't as aggressive like we should have been. This should have been a game that we came out and just were aggressive right from the start. And we were aggressive with the first play with Genty, but then it just went down. It just wasn't good. It was not good at all after that one. I just don't get why we just don't know how to adjust right. It's evident with what we're seeing on the field. Even like halftime adjustments, didn't feel like there was any. We needed more screens, short passes, more to like a quicker type game. The injuries hurt us, and we didn't do anything to fix that too, to like overcome those injuries. We just tried doing the same thing. What do you say? I wouldn't be surprised if Jacoby Myers is traded. I wouldn't be surprised with that one either, too. Pratt was our second leading tackler going into the Indy game. But trust the process, people. The fan base deserves more details than going in a different direction. Oh, I agree 100%. That's just so black and white, vague. It isn't even funny. Just add something to it. Different direction. What's up, Jason?
What's going on?
Not much. So what's your feeling on Pratt being let go? What do you think the reason might be?
Well, I don't know. 805 kind of just spelled it out here. And second leading tackler going into the Indy game. Let me read this real quick. But trust process, people. The fan base deserves more details than going in a different direction. 805, you watched the film, and I've watched it. Most of the tackles that Pratt has got I've never really seen him take somebody head on in the hole. It's like he's jumping on people's back, or he's cleaning up somebody where somebody else has already put the stop to him, and then he's cleaning it up. But as far as a downhill thumping type, I literally, I think it was either the Patriots game or the second game, the Chargers game, that he had a chance to take the runner head on, but kind of stepped to the side, waited till he got next to him, and then jumped on his back and tackled him. And I was like, oh my God, come on. But anyways, enough of that. I'm here to help you out.
Enough of that.
And there's obviously more to it behind the story that we don't know.
Yeah.
He could be. That's where that I spoke earlier about leadership. And when shit like this happens, is because we lack leadership, and everybody's going to jump on the bandwagon of, well, we have Max Crosby. Okay, Max Crosby only controls a quarter of the field. So if you broke it down, there's two sides of the defense. There's the right side and the left side of the defense, right side and left side of the offense. Most of your real leaders come down the middle of the field. It's either going to be your quarterback, your center, your linebacker, or your strong safety. Those are going to be your key leaders in the locker room and out on the field. And what's happening is because we lack leadership is most of those players, and you can see it, most of those players on that team are waiting for somebody else to make the play instead of them just doing their job.
That's a good way of putting it. I never even thought of it in that aspect. That's damn.
And I'm not talking rah in the huddle at the beginning of the game with your visor and your shirt pulled up and doing this and all that. That's all fine and dandy to kind of get the juices flowing warm up, but you don't win the game in the warm ups. Okay, no. So and I'm not knocking Max because Max plays hard. Don't get me wrong, he plays hard. He's a phenomenal football player.
Not knocking that. No, you're right. Yeah,
but it's gonna take somebody else to do that. I think Jamal Adams has a little bit of it, and that's why we're seeing our linebackers play a little bit better. You know, Robertson and White and Adams, they're not bad. They're actually better than what we had last year at the linebacker position because yesterday was evident. We did a pretty damn good job on Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, we did. We did what we talked about Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about how the defense needs to stuff the run and not give up the big plays. And we didn't give up the big plays to him. He didn't have any super long-ass runs.
No, he had some good gashes.
He had the same basic yardage rushing the ball as Genty did.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, yeah, we held him in check.
Yeah.
You know, there's no choice about that. Rorschach, Jeff, the question I have is that can Pete Carroll cut himself?
I'm not buying in Raider Nation. I'm not buying into this jump down Pete Carroll's throat. I'm not
either. But I mean, but as the figurehead of the team, everything falls to him. That's what happens when you're the head cheese and you're the leader.
Oh, most definitely.
Just like in any organization, you know that as well as I do. It all, you know, they look to the guy at the head first, and then everything rolls downhill after that.
Yep. And he's not afraid. He's not afraid to shoulder that responsibility.
No. Some people don't, though. That's the problem.
Yeah. And to think that we're going to take last year's team and turn it around that quickly, with especially the way we drafted. I mean, let's be honest. We didn't. I like Genty. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, I think we could have done better at the 6th position than what we did. But having said that, he's kind of our best player on the field right now until Brock Bowers gets back.
Well, like I said a little while ago, I said, you know, when you go and you got a whole new regime that comes in, so that automatically gives the fan base hope and like, oh, we're going to do something this year. And then you go in with your number 6 pick, you take a running back of the talent of Genty. Right away, you're thinking, oh, we're going to do really big things this year with this offense. We're really going to get this shit together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're going to become this phenomenal, high, flashy offense now because we've got this running back. But yet, everybody's got blinders on and don't realize that we didn't fix the old line prior to. So that big, flashy running back we just drafted at number 6 isn't going to be able to do the job that we're bringing him in to do without that front 5 protecting and opening holes and protecting the quarterback to open up the passing or to have a passing game, to open up the running game, to make that number 6 pick effective.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives everybody this false hope that, ooh, we might go to the playoffs, which is what everybody fell into that trap. Every single fan fell into that trap, except for the ones that were just negative all the time and said, oh, we're going to suck anyway. Every fan basically fell into that trap that we're going to possibly be a playoff team. We're going to go far into the playoffs. We're going to have a hell of a season this year because Genty's going to get 1,500 yards rushing. All the while, still with the blinders on, just looking at Genty and not looking at your offensive lineman to the side of you, thinking, well, in front of me is JPJ at center, okay? Here's Genty with the ball, but we're not worrying about who our guards and tackles are. And we're going forward thinking like we're going to be phenomenal. Gino's going to be great. He's going to be handing this ball off to him. We're going to have one hell of a year. And what happens? We don't address the offensive line because people weren't paying attention to improving the offensive line. We went status quo, brought in a guy like Kappa. We drafted 2 rookies in the 3rd round that technically still aren't ready. But I'm sorry, 3rd round pick should be starting.
They should be ready.
They should be ready.
If they're not ready, there's something wrong. And that something wrong goes, I'm going to go. I know it's Pete Carroll has to shame to blame. He's got to take it head on, shoulder it. But it goes down into that positional group in the meeting room during individual practice time and what's happening there. And nothing's changed. We're status quo on the offensive line compared to what we did last year. But I'm going to go to this game. That offensive line had nothing to do with what happened yesterday. They actually played halfway decent.
They were better. Well, I wouldn't say they were better. They were serviceable. Let's go with that.
Well, the holes are there. I mean, like I said the other day, on Saturday in the last call podcast, is once the running game gets going, you got to stay with it. When we got down 14-3, they abandoned it, and then then the wheels just fell off the train from there. A good call in the first play of the game too, by the way.
I told you, right?
I don't think you knew it was going to Genty, but you knew they were going to go deep on the first play.
I called it on Saturday night, and then I'm sitting there watching. I'm sitting at the watch party with my chapter, and all of a sudden that play happens. I'm like, I called that last night. That's exactly what I said we should have done, and boom, we did it. And it worked. We got a nice long play out of it and kind of stretched the field up front, and then we just caca after that.
I just pulled a comment up from Bill M here. Bill M, make sure you hit that thumb and those likes, subscribes. I don't have my channel up there. Hold on, let me put my channel so I'm streaming. Huh. I'm sitting here, I come in to help you out here, and it's like I forgot to attach me to it, so I'm streaming. Not that it matters. I'm not the superstar. I'm just a role player. Nah.
Role player.
Let's go over this right here real quick, Jeff. Go over this comment real quick.
So tell me if you agree with this comment. You can't take a running back in the first round and really hope to improve your team. Absolutely agree with it.
When do you take a running back with the 6th pick?
After you've already got an established front line.
Thank you.
Which that's what I was saying when we first started talking about the draft, and everybody started talking about take Genty. I'm like, our offensive line's not ready for this. And I would always go back to, let's go back to New York Giants and Saquon Barkley. They drafted Saquon Barkley. They weren't ready for a guy of that talent. He wasted years, and that's the problem. The teams draft these running backs too early when their team's not set up for them.
Right.
They waste those years. Running backs have a very short lifetime in this league. And if you waste those early years while you're still trying to develop and build your team, you're taking away the prime of this guy's talent life. Okay. Right. You're making him you're relegating him to, by the time your offensive line is ready, he's fallen into the second string running back, or he's a 3rd down option type guy. You're taking him out of that starting running back line because he just doesn't have the gas left in the tank. And look what happened to Saquon. He had good seasons while he was there for sure. But when did he really fully excel? When he went to the Eagles, and the Eagles had the offensive line ready. That was their missing piece. Their missing piece to their puzzle last year was a running game. And they spent the money on Saquon Barkley. He came in, rushed for over 2,000 yards, and they win a Super Bowl. This offensive line can't handle a running back of Genty's talent or even Saquon's talent. No running back could run behind this line adequately like Saquon. Like Saquon couldn't come here and save this team. I'm sorry. There's no saving this running game, no matter who's back there, until you fix those front 5. Or you get those assemblance of those 5 in the right spots. Obviously we all know JPJ is not the problem. He's been the improvement since he's been put back out there on a regular basis. Colt Miller going down hurt. So now we have to stick with Forsythe. Glaze is not having his best year. He's getting whooped sophomore left
slump.
And right.
He's having a sophomore slump.
He's in a sophomore slump big time. Parham. He's going to get beat probably about 75 to 85% of the time. He's going to get pushed around. Meredith, new position for him. I think he's doing okay. I'm not saying that he sucks, but there's some basic shit, and this is the problem. He's a starting center, and we're still going over basic stuff like where's the play clock? Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Every offensive lineman should know where the hell the play clock is, no matter what position you're playing. But the center definitely needs to know where the hell that play clock is.
Yeah.
You know? that's huge.
You're going to snap the ball. You probably need to know when you're going to snap the damn ball, right?
Yeah.
Nah. And you got your quarterback telling you where the play clock is.
Yeah.
So,
what's up, Sam the man? What's going on, man? What's up, Jason Marshall? Man, we got a lot of new people in here today. Donuts Duncan's here. I love it how Jason comes on the show and then Donuts Duncan shows up.
I have my own Donuts Duncan, all right? And the dude is we were hitting it hard on Discord today, and some of the things they said, and then it all of a sudden it's like, man, everybody starts talking about the same thing. It's like, whoa, yeah. But yeah, he's one of my Discord buddies there.
I love speed. Yeah, we know we suck. Trust me. We're not in here saying we're awesome.
That. So we'll eliminate the Captain Obvious.
we already got a win. We beat the Patriots week 1. So
yeah, who is now? They're 3-2 now.
Yep.
And they beat the Bills last night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I mean, it's a weird magical. It's weird how things happen. I mean, you know, the Chargers lost to the Giants last week, and then the Giants turn around and lose to the Saints. You know, so I mean, if at all possible, I'm still sticking to 6 wins this year. I might sound a little optimistic, but in reality, to me, that's more of a goal than what's actually going to happen.
See, this makes me laugh. Just tell me you don't watch football or know about football without telling me. This right here. Patriots, wow, that don't count. Dude, they just beat the Bills last night, okay? We wouldn't have a shot in the dark of beating the Bills. We beat the Patriots week 1, okay? And the Patriots just went and beat the Bills in Buffalo, not New England, in fucking Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, tell me that don't count. All right. Who's your team? His team's probably like fucking the Jets or something. Or he's probably one of the few Charger fans we keep picking up.
No, he could be a Raider fan, but there's a lot of Raider fans too out there that.
What's up, Willie Wayne?
When the going gets tough, they jump on that bandwagon of we suck, and then they want to tell everybody else. You know, I've known a lot of those Raider fans that are like that.
He's an Indy fan.
Okay, that's fine. Hey, congratulations to you guys. You guys beat us 40-6. You know, one of my best friends is a Colts fan. He's got it tattooed all over his body and everything. That's fine, you know, but it is what it is.
Peyton Manning days. Yeah. What's up, Sway Kodo? He loves speed. That should tell you everything you need to know about this. Oh, this clown. Yeah, Patriots definitely got better. There's no two ways about it. Yeah. If we would have played them this week and they would have smoked our ass, they probably would have beat us worse than Indy did. Yeah. See, Indy's they've only got one legit running back threat. The Patriots, man, they can hit you with 3 different guys out there. Gabriel went down early. He got hurt.
Yeah.
You know, you got Ramondre Stevenson. You got Henderson. I mean, they can hit you in so many different levels. And we all know we suck against tight ends, and they've got Hunter Henry, who's one hell of a tight end for that team.
Yeah. So, one of the things that helped the Patriots a lot last night was Drake May used his mobility to get people open, too. That was impressive. I'm glad he did that yesterday and not when we played him. You know, he was breaking the pocket and buying himself some time to get people open. And, man, him and Diggs were they were locked in last night.
Yep.
They were locked in, both of them.
And, Sam, you're right. It seems like we do have an old, confused, stubborn head coach right now. We still obviously don't know the reason why Pratt was let go. I'm sure that'll come out in another day or two. You know, it's going to be Pratt that's going to say it more than likely.
Nah.
I don't think you're going to hear it from the team. He's going to come out and give his narrative on this, I'm sure. Because that's going to be the big question. Anybody that interviews him is going to wonder why. Well, how come you got let go? How come they released you in the middle of the season on such a bad season, but yet they don't think they need you in order to improve? That's going to be a legit question. He's going to have to give his response as to why he thinks he didn't stick around there.
Mm-hmm.
The number 2 tackler on the team.
That stat's a misnomer with that cat.
Yeah, but still, it's still something's going on though, too.
Well,
he was a healthy scratch. Didn't even make the trip. He was listed as an
so I knew something was up as soon as we got on the plane, and he was going to be scratched from the game, healthy scratch, for personal reasons, whatever that might be. I mean, maybe there is something off the field that he's dealing with, and the Raiders don't want to mess with it, and they're like, bye-bye.
What's up, Cat Daddy?
So that could be it. I don't know. He did come from Cincinnati. We all know Cincinnati likes to sweep a lot of that stupidity under the rug. So I'm going to go back to when we had this discussion in the preseason, Jeff, and I'll say it again, is sometimes when you get a free agent from another team, there's a reason why they're a free agent, and a lot of times it ain't about the money. It could literally be the other team is like, we're done with you, bye-bye. Mm-hmm. Go somewhere else. And then we pick them up based off of what they do on the football field, and then come to find out that we're not getting the results on the football field with what we brought in. So now what? Now what do we do?
And that could have been the issue, yeah.
So, I mean, it got to be as much. We talked about scouting earlier, and the scouting and like with Spytech this year, when a new regime comes in, new GM comes in, a lot of times they have to rely on the old regime's scouting department to start establishing their draft, because they haven't got their people in, because the scouting department and the football season overlap each other. It's kind of like, so the scouting season isn't over until the draft. So all of our scouting reports that Spytech use, because I guarantee you they didn't let him take any of his from Tampa Bay. He probably had to do everything off of memory. So they're not going to let him take any of the books out of the building, on their scouting report. So when he gets to Las Vegas, he's got to do a lot of his thinking, the scouting thinking off of what he remembers. And then when he gets here, he's got to rely on that scouting department to provide him with the details that he needs to formulate his draft. And when I said that Spytech really, in all honesty, the only outsourcing scouting that he did in the offseason was he did it with Genty, and then he had 3 quarterbacks that he went out. And then obviously you bring a bunch of people in, because you're allowed to bring so many people in to interview them and work them out. But as far as actually getting on a plane, going to their college campus, meeting with them during their pro day, pulling them to the side, doing all that legwork, which is more important than really what they do when they bring them into the building. You want to see them in their environment, not so much your environment, and see how they're going to fit with your program.
No, Pratt wasn't hurt. He was a healthy scratch.
And then the guy that we got, I think his name is Brian Hunt, that we got from Philadelphia. He's a pro player scout, so his job is to scout the current NFL rosters, practice squads, and things like that. So that's going to be his job, is to be in flux with that. So we got him late too. That wasn't until I think during OTAs is when we got him.
Yeah.
So he hasn't even had time to sit down and drink his coffee yet. So to blame him for it, you see what I'm saying? So there's a lot of dynamics in the upper management that we're not privy to, but we know exists. So just let them kind of get their thing going. And then I think Spytech and Carroll do have a good working relationship, so that's not going to be an issue going forward with Mark Davis and the ownership. So, but they have to start building and building and building and building and building. And then, in essence, the roster that we have, the roster we have is inherently exactly the same as it was last year. Even though we changed 7 players on the defensive side of the ball, it was all cheap. Bring them in, get somebody in here that we think can play, and then we'll go from there. So no cornerstone. We didn't bring any cornerstone pieces in.
No, we went with what we had here as our cornerstones. Yeah, what's up, Robert Davalia? He goes, "What a dumpster fire!" Yeah, and right now he still won't bench him. Again, like I said, if he benches him, then it's gonna reflect on him as, I fucked up, and that's not what he wants to do. Even though everybody knows that that's not in the best interest of his team going forward right now, not on his performance. He's had one good game, to be honest with you, this season, and he's thrown 9 interceptions now in 5 games.
Yeah.
What's he on pace for interceptions? He's still going to be on a 30 pace.
At least 33 to 36 interceptions at this rate. At least.
That's insane.
Even if
that'll be the most
down to
ever in
1 or 2
season.
a game. So we got how many games we got left? We got 12 more games left.
11, 12 games.
12. Yeah, we got 12 more games, and even if he throws at 1.5 per, that's going to be another. That's going to be 26, 27 interceptions.
That's insane.
I
don't think
that's him. That's him cutting it down to 1.5 game.
I don't think we've ever had a quarterback throw that many for this team.
Yeah.
Didn't Carr hit 22 at one point? I thought.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look at Mark Wilson's stats too, because in '86,
oh my God,
Mark Wilson, he was delivering. He was delivering better than the post office. I think the post office was actually going to hire him.
I was yelling at the TV, "Where's AOC?" I mean, in all honesty, would AOC have played it just as bad as Gino? Who knows? I can't put a pulse on that one, to be honest with you.
AOC has the same issue that Geno Smith is having right now. Geno Smith is staring down his receivers. That's why we're all. This guy's open over. This guy's, for example, yesterday.
Did you see the one with Betch running down the middle of the field?
Yep.
Untouched. Nobody at least 15 yards of him.
No. So the interception that got returned back, that one to Dante Thornton. If you watch that play, they're man on the outside, right?
Yep.
And all of a sudden, as he's sitting back, he already knows that he's going to throw to the underneath route. The outside cornerback already knows he's going to throw the underneath route. Comes right off of the outside receiver. And as you watch the ball, as it's in, you can pause it while it's in the air. That had Geno just waited a split second, maybe pump fake to the underneath route, let that guy drive on it, and then hit down the sideline. That guy would have hit his head on the goalpost with the football, So, it's clear as day. Even though you're watching on a television side, 805, I'm sure, will find that play in the when he does his all 22s, and he'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Is that these guys, all the telltales? I keep hearing this. All the telltales the Raiders are doing. The Raiders are constantly doing telltales. And the other teams are just like, they're going out there going, everything we saw on film, they're doing. So what's there to change? It's, from the special teams blocking to the defense to the, even with Genty, how Genty's running. We ran a power lead. I haven't seen him run a power lead all season. They ran a power lead yesterday with Mostert on lead, right? And you go back to that play. You see Mostert turn the corner, and there's nobody there, but Genty turned it up inside the tackle. Had he just stayed outside following Mostert and stayed outside hip with Mostert, once again, he would have probably ran into the tunnel just like Bo Jackson.
Yeah, I must have missed that one. I didn't see that at all. Did you watch? You were in the chat last night during 805 show, right? During the War Room
for a
show?
For a little bit.
Did you hear what he said last night about the Babameyer, the long snapper?
Oh, his telltales?
Yep. 805 said he watched that specifically first yesterday when he started looking at, just rough look at the film.
Yeah,
he did it again. He did it again yesterday.
Yeah.
Which is part of the reason why AJ Cole got his punt blocked and why he got hurt.
Yeah.
So you can blame him on that one. That's I'd be like, dude, you just got a punter hurt, you know?
Yeah.
To the point where he
damn near got him killed.
Yeah, nearly got him killed. Yeah,
was,
where he couldn't kick the rest of the game, but he was at least still healthy enough to go out there and hold the ball for field goals and shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That would have been a felony in 49 other states the way that guy hit that punter.
Yeah. It was just, I don't know, man. There's no quick fix, obviously. There's absolutely no quick fix. There's nothing that we're going to sit here and say, oh, we'll put this guy in instead and we'll be fine. Nope, not happening. Not in this team. Not right now. We don't have the firepower as a backup to spark any type of change. The closest you could possibly get is just reinventing that whole left side and put the two rookies in. And what do you got to lose? They should have both. All right, here's how this should have gone yesterday. If we didn't score after the halftime, like in that early third quarter, if we didn't score, then I'm sorry. We're already down so much. Gino's already having a bad game. We can't do anything on offense. Take Gino out of the game. Let him sit at this point. Give Pickett and use this in your press conference. We wanted to get Pickett some game time action with our first stringers. Okay, people would buy that, and they wouldn't second guess it more than likely. You know, they wouldn't be like, oh, Gino's done now. No, if he came out and said that, then it makes sense because the game's so far out of control. We were down by almost 30 points at that point. We weren't going to win. We don't have the ability to come back from that, not with this roster. Put Pickett in there. And at the same time, if you're going to put Pickett out there, put the two rookie offensive linemen out there, unless they were inactive. I don't know if they were or not. I know last week they were both inactive.
I think Grant was active. Rogers wasn't.
All right. Then whichever one's there and active, put him out there. You know, give them the play time in a garbage situation because we're not looking to hit home runs and score points like crazy here. We're looking to just get some play time under their belt in an actual NFL game situation against first stringers on their defense, which at that point I think they had already started swapping out some of their defensive guys too. You know, because they were so far ahead at that point. There was nothing that we were going to do that was going to – we couldn't even probably beat their second stringers the way we looked yesterday.
No.
That was just such an inept, awful display of football that I think I've seen in a long freaking time.
Yeah.
Long time. Last time I saw us lose that bad, that sticks in my head, was when we came and played in New York in 2009, and Jamarcus Russell was our quarterback, and we lost 44-7 to the Giants. I was at that game.
Yeah.
The only touchdown we scored was right in front of me in the end zone I was sitting in.
Yeah.
Other than that, we didn't do shit the rest of that game. It was a horrible, horrible game, and this reminded me so much of that game.
Would it be sacrilegious for me to say, and I hate to say this, because I think Geno Smith is actually a pretty nice guy, resurrected his career. What he did in Seattle was impressive, not going to lie. But what we're seeing right now, really, and honestly, and I'm going to say it, and I don't know if anybody else has said this in Raider Nation, this really is Jamarcus Russell 2.0.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Just a slimmer version. And he's a better football player than Jamarcus Russell, don't get me wrong. But what he's putting out on the field is identical to what Jamarcus was doing. It's almost like it is if, one, the preparation isn't there like it should be. Okay. Yeah. That's number one. Number two, he's performing with habits that even a high school quarterback would get benched for. Okay. Some of his habits some of the things that he's doing, those are habits. You know, if you get 3 interceptions off the exact same play, then there's something we should be able to run that play again and you not throw an interception. All right. That really comes down to it. And what I'm seeing, and 805 could probably attest to this if he's still in the chat, tell me if I'm wrong, but when they're scouting us Monday morning, Tuesday morning, the other teams are putting their film on, seeing what the Raiders are doing, and that secondary coach is going, oh my God, he's staring down his receivers. So they can run a bracket coverage where one guy's free. All you're going to do is read the quarterback's eyes, and wherever the quarterback's eyes go, you go, because that's where he's going to throw the ball.
So you were going to say this is the Geno Smith from the Jets because he was pretty fucking bad then. He was not good.
Yeah.
But a lot of that had to do with the team around him too, though.
Yeah, that was just a bad
They weren't
team.
committed to winning shit then.
Yeah, I think we got a better team than what the Jets team that he had. I think this team is better. There's more talent on and don't get me wrong, we got a bad roster, but there is some talent. There's some firepower on this team where we can compete, and we should be able to compete.
Yeah, but the problem is we can't get the protection up front to witness that firepower. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You know, we can't get out. Our offensive line can't get out of their own damn way. I look at that one play that we had yesterday. Betch is coming across the line, and he hands the ball off to Genty, and because Betch kind of got bumped a little bit, it threw him off his route that he was running, or the blocking path he was going, and they collided into each other. Yeah. You know, it's broken plays like that fuck us up too. It's the dumb shit.
That's the same play that Mayer a couple of games ago, where he's coming across the formation post snap. He's coming across the backside of the line. He's basically trapping as a tight end. It's like a long trap. I don't know what they call it now because they've changed the lingo a lot, but it's kind of basically a long trap from the tight end position, from the strong side to the weak side, and he's going to catch the outside so Genty can turn up, and it frees up your tackle to crunch down. You know, it's where he can smash down with the guard. But yeah, when you're getting hit, when you're running into the back of your own players, this ain't the first time the Genty's had to deal with this. No. So I mean, really, in all honesty, is best. How are they teaching that play? You know what I mean? How are they actually executing it? You know,
well, watch both of those plays again. It's not necessarily on Betch or on Michael Mayer that day on those games. It's the offensive line getting pushed back right away.
Mm-hmm.
So they're getting pushed back, which is causing Betch and Big Mike to have to shift their movement, and it's just causing them to bump into Genty when Genty should be getting that ball and making that turn and not getting touched at all or touching anybody because the line should be holding their position. But they're getting pushed back so much on such a consistent basis that play, let's put it this way, that play doesn't work. That's twice now that the same goddamn thing happened. Take that out of the repertoire for now until we got the offensive line set where we know that they can hold back whoever's in. Unless we're playing against a high school team, take that play out. Don't run it because you're giving up negative yardage every time you do that play. It's not working, you know?
Yeah. But there was also a play that Genty hit the B gap. Parham got his guy 2 yards downfield. He drove him 2 yards downfield, had a nice wide base, nice stance, got into his chest plate, drove him 2 yards downfield, right? So Genty gained 3 yards on that play, right? But he should have gained more because when he hit the hole,
up Unreal Gaming.
And when he hit the hole, he needs to be decisive if he's going to go out the left butt cheek or the right butt cheek of that guard. And he hesitated and he stayed center of that guard. And so basically the defender was able to make him decide and push out the way, and boom, he made the tackle. It was a 3-yard gain, but had he hit it the right way, there was no linebacker there. That linebacker had already shot the gap on the other side. There was no line because they were guessing on a run blitz, and had he set that, made a step in and then went out, he could have got that defensive player to go in like this, which gives Parham the advantage to continue the drive this way, and then he's on the outside and he's running and he's hitting his head on the goalpost.
What's up, Money Chuck? Because Jeff and Jason yesterday was a Charlie Brown type of sadness. Coaching, personnel, scheme, and all three. I mean, it was a big wah, wah, wah. It's big time. It was just horrible. Yeah, Ian, we broke that about half hour or so. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Make sure everybody taps in with that. Hit that thumbs up. Hit the subscribe. Hit the notification. I'm 4-1 Raider Jeff. Gentleman next to me is Jason, Raiders First Downs. Make sure you get over to his channel. His channel's up and running. He's streaming right now too. And my original co-host today was Chris for Raiders, but he had to leave. He had a dentist appointment today, so Jason popped in.
I'm just a pinch
The three
hitter.
of us do our Saturday. Yeah, he's a filler. The three of us do a show together on Saturday nights called the Last Call Podcast. Myself,
Cool,
Chris,
Kev, what's up, buddy?
So Jason was nice enough to jump in and give his 2 cents into all the bullshit that we saw yesterday.
Well, I'm trying to keep your sanity. So by me coming in and helping you out a little bit, that way, because I've seen you throw your hat. I don't want you to throw the laptop and the microphone because we still need that.
Now, does it make even more sense now that I threw my hat for the Genty pick?
I'm on the fence with the Genty pick. To be quite honest with you, yeah,
not the guy. It's not the guy.
It's the position where we got him at the value.
Correct. If he would have been drafted by not any other team. Let's put it this way: who's after us? I'm trying to think of who else was involved in the earlier picks. Let's put it this way: if another team, like let's say the Buffalo Bills, moved up and traded with us to take that number 6 and took Genty, and they didn't have Cook already, and they moved up and they drafted Genty at number 6. Guess what? They're going to the fucking Super Bowl with that kid because they got an offensive line. You got the snowplow up there with Dawkins, probably one of the best offensive linemen in the league right now. I would take him in a hot beat. Anybody watched that game last night? That dude is huge, and man, he can move, and he's a powerhouse.
Yeah,
those are the type of guys we need on this team.
Yep,
and those are the type of guys we don't have on this team.
Yep.
If somebody like Buffalo would have drafted him, or even if the Eagles didn't have Saquon, and this past draft they drafted him, another team that would take that team to a Super Bowl because now they have that running back. Those are teams that were ready for a player like Genty. I don't have a problem with Genty as a player and as his ability. I think the kid is absolutely amazing. It's just he wasn't the right fit for this team, not at the moment. We needed to go a different direction, and this is proving it more than anything. Yes, he's having a great start to his career right now, but we're going to beat the piss out of this kid, and he's not going to last in this league. Either that or he's going to get to his 5th year, and he's going to be like, what? I'm out, and he's gone. We're going to lose him. And then we're going to be right back again trying to find that next piece to the puzzle. And we better damn well hope that our offensive line is set because when the next one comes around, we better be ready for them. I'm just sick and tired of picking early in drafts and then not getting the best out of that player. Either one, because they're just not as good, or in this case, they're that good, but we can't give him the supporting cast around him to make him play to the point of where we need what we're expecting from him. We're getting what we expected from him. We can't do it on a consistent basis because we just don't have the personnel to protect our quarterback and to protect or open up the holes for this kid to run the ball effectively like he's supposed to. And I feel bad for him. I really do, because he doesn't deserve being drafted by a team like us. We don't deserve him. We don't. And anybody that wants to argue with me and disagree with me, go for it. I don't care. But I will stand on my soapbox with that one. We don't deserve to have the talent of this kid. We're not doing him any justice right now.
Nope. And that's defending him.
Yeah. I'm defending the kid big time.
Yep.
And I know Money Chuck was a big Genty kid and everything. And I hope he understands. I'm not shitting on Genty. I like the kid. I give the kid all the power in the all the kudos in the world for sticking to it with us right now with what the shit we're putting him out there with. I'd be pissed. I'm a rookie. I'm going to keep my mouth shut, but I'd be pissed.
Yep.
I'd be absolutely disgusted.
But also too, let's go to the second round. We moved back twice in the second round, correct?
Yeah, another bonehead pick.
Okay. Well, we picked Jack Besh at 58. Tate Ratledge was taken at 57. Tate Ratledge is just mauling people in Detroit right now. Granted, he's playing next to Penei Sewell, which I would look like a badass playing next to that guy. Which Penaso, I think, and I'm gonna say that's the best offensive lineman in the NFL. And look at his stats, look at his PFF grades. You do whatever you want to do. There is nothing. That kid is legit. Penaso is.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting to say this. If you're on your cell phone or whatever, just double tap the screen and that gives a thumbs up. I always forget that.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me of that, Cool Kev. 2 hours and 16 minutes later, I realized that again. No, I mean, Genti, I'm not saying Genti. See, Money Chuck agree with me. I'm not saying Genti was a bad pick. You know, he was a good pick, but not for us. We're wasting this kid. We really are, because it ain't going to be fixed this year. It could possibly get fixed next year. You never know. We're not psychics, so we have no clue. So it could get fixed next year. It could be year 3 of this kid's time in the NFL before we finally get the front line fixed to the point where we can get what we expected out of him. But the only thing is, he's already 2 years into this now. You know, he's already taken this series of abuse for 2 years of trying to, make this kid run with an inept offensive line and getting beat up by linebackers and defensive tackles and edge rushes crushing in on him. That shit takes a toll. You don't realize a running back, man, you get such a short lifetime, man, and the beatings you take. It's one of the shortest lifespans in the in NFL is a running back. Tight ends, they can last, 10, 12 years sometimes. Offensive linemen, I mean, shit, Jason, you've seen some of these guys last into their late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah,
playing up there.
Tackles can play a long time in the NFL. Guards usually don't.
Look at what's his name? We just let him go last year. Jenkins.
Oh yeah, defensive tackle.
39 years old, and he was still out there, and he was still serviceable. We still used him on a regular basis last season. 39 years old is the defensive tackle.
The guy yesterday we played
from the Saints.
Yeah,
he just didn't he just retire?
No, I don't think so.
He's like
Cam
40.
Hayward with Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Whitworth from the Rams. He retired. He was like 40 years old, 39 years old after he won the Super Bowl. These guys last a long time, man.
Yeah. I mean, really, in all honesty, Miller's still got a good 4 years left in him too, as long as he can nip that injury bug. And the injuries he's getting, that's it's part of the game. It's not like he's breaking down with injuries. He's just catching an injury here and there.
Yep. Yeah, and Membu was available. I mean, there's so many different ways we could have gone with that 6th pick. We could have traded back, gained additional picks in the 2nd round. That's what I ultimately wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's it.
I wanted Tate Ratledge. I really wanted at 37 when we had the 37th pick. I was like, we need to take Tate Ratledge there. It's either him or Xavier Watts for the safety from Notre Dame, because those guys they're battle tested. Tate Ratledge. The knock on him was he lacked the ability to pick up the twist stunts. Is what the knock. Well, guess what? That's coach. You can coach that. What you can't coach is what's in his chest, and that's his heart and desire to knock somebody the hell out, and that's what he does. He just is like, okay, I missed my assignment on the first block. Let me go find somebody and knock the hell out of them. I'd much rather have that than you standing around waiting for the running back to get up off the ground to help him up. Because it seems like there for a while, that's all our offensive line was good at. It was helping the running back up off the ground or the quarterback.
It's just, I just don't know what's needed to fix this, and to switch quarterbacks. Is that the answer? Maybe, maybe not. Again, I mean, I'm going to be blue in the face. I keep saying this all the time. We needed to start in the trenches, and it all does start in the trenches, believe it or not. Some people go to the grave saying that, and I'm saying that right now still, that we needed to address. That was our glaring weakness. Everybody's like, "Oh no, it was quarterback." No, not necessarily, because you could have had pretty much any type of quarterback back there. If you can give him protection, he'll be serviceable. We can't protect worth the shit right now. It's that bad on the offensive line, and some people just don't see the big picture and realize that it is that bad. It's horrible. I can't remember an offensive line that's been as bad as this. Do you?
Maybe after our Super Bowl run in the early 2000s, once Barrett Robbins was gone, and then we had about a 3-4 year run there that we were piecemealing our offensive line together every game. I think there was 1 year there was only 16 games in a season at the time, but we had like 35 different offensive line combinations that year. That might have been Art Shell's 2-14 sweetness year that he had.
It's just so bad.
But I'll be quite honest with you, Jeff. I really, truly think the offensive line is really, really, in all honesty, one piece away. One piece. I think Miller, JPJ, and Meredith.
Yeah.
Glaze has shown us that he can do it, because Glaze his failures isn't because of his physicality. It's just the nuances of the game and little techniques and that stuff. That's coachable stuff. But Parham is, now don't get me wrong, last 2 games he's been good. Well, I'm not going to jump on his back. I don't want to jump on his back. But if you take the totality of him for the last 3.5 years, what's the number one knock on him is he lacks the physicality to make that to make his side of the line a sweet spot for the running back, or even in pass protection.
Yeah.
So that was, that's what Robert Gallery, when we drafted Robert Gallery, that was his. The first time I saw him in a uniform, I had season tickets at the time. I saw him in uniform. I go, man, he's like 2 different people. You see him from the front, he looks like this Zeus, this god, right?
Yeah.
Then when you turn around, he looks like Roseanne Barr in a bikini, man. He got no ass. It's like, there's nothing there. It's like, and he's our left tackle. I was like, somebody throw an anchor out there or something, put it in his pants to help him. Good night.
He was so gross, though. He was just such a nasty looking dude. He was just disgusting.
Yeah.
So Money Chuck says,
go ahead.
Yeah. He said, with the 6th pick, we took best player available. Always a good idea to do so and address the need. We had Becton and Jenkins a free agent and didn't use our second on an O-line. Picking Genty was good, but not doing the rest. Exactly.
Thank you.
If we would have taken him and then the game plan was to go offensive line, I would have been happy. We didn't go offensive line until the 4th round, right? 3rd round for them too?
3rd round. We took 98, 99 pick where Rodgers
and one comes from a small school and the other one comes from obviously from a bigger school, but they weren't high on anybody's list either. I knew of Caleb Rogers. I didn't know of Grant, but it just seems like were those the right moves at that point when we could have done something so different instead of taking Betch at number 2?
Yep.
There was still, like you just said, there was still guys out there. Rutledge, one of them, or Rutledge, or whatever. Rutledge. But we just didn't address it the way we should have, knowing that we've already got this talent of this running back that we drafted in the 1st round. Knowing what we already have for an offensive line and how it was already Swiss cheese between Parham and Meredith and Mumford and everybody else that we had. And we did nothing to solidify that. We went status quo, added a guy named Kappa who's coming off his worst, the worst career year he could have ever had. Statistically, the worst right guard in NFL last year. and we brought him in, and we thought that he was going to be able to be a positive. And then we bring in another bum from Seattle in Forsyth and think, all right, well, if we've got a backup now for Miller while we're waiting for Grant to get ready, those aren't the type of pieces those are the type of pieces you bring in when you have depth and you've got a solidified offensive line, and you're just bringing guys in that you think could be serviceable here and there. Those aren't the type of guys you bring in when you're still trying to put out a legit offensive line for your prize rookie possession that you just drafted in the first round at number 6 overall, expecting to do great things with him when you know you're not putting something out in front of him that's going to allow him to do that.
Yeah.
And that's where we drop.
One of my pet peeves when drafting offensive linemen is where they're coming from. What college are they coming from will tell you a lot about who they are when they're going to be in the trenches. And I mean, just watch Monday Night Football and how they have they had the player introductions, or they bring the player up. He goes, "I'm Joe Smith, University of Utah." Watch the offensive line and the type of schools that they come from, and I'm just going to name a few here. I'm not even going to give you names, but I'm going to name some schools and these are the top 10 offensive linemen in the 2026 draft. Okay, these are top. I'm just going to name schools. I'm not going to name players, but these are the top 10, and 2 of these I've already watched. I've watched them play live. Not film study, but watch them live. And they are all that in a bag of chips. So they're going to be top 25 picks in the draft. And these are things that I hate to, we're in week 5, week 6, and I'm talking about the draft. But you know what? You ain't giving us nothing else, Raiders, to talk about. So what the fuck?
No, we're just talking about bullshit, bad stuff, and nothing.
Yeah. So let me just give you some schools. And these are top 12. And I'm going to go from 12 on up. Just the schools: Auburn, Penn State, Florida, Texas, Utah, Auburn, Oregon, Florida, Iowa, Utah, Alabama, Miami. That's from 12 to 1 on the rankings of the potential draftees next year. So did you hear some of that stuff that I laid out? How many times? We got Auburn twice, Florida twice. Yep. We got Utah twice. And the top guy in Utah, he's a bad mofo. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And he's fast, quick, nimble, and strong as an ox.
Now these are what, left tackle?
No, these are just linemen. Just linemen. Okay. I'm just naming the school. These are just the top 12 linemen. They could be tackles, they could be guards. I'm just naming the schools because I want people to kind of get the idea of where I come from when you're starting to draft. Another school, there's 2 other schools I'll throw out there that are really good to draft from: Wisconsin and Boston College, because they are fortified with their offensive line coach. These are schools that their offensive line coach has been there longer than the head coaches and any other coach. They're just consistent. And
that tells you something right there. A head coach comes in and doesn't get rid of their offensive line coach. That's a big deal. That is a really big deal, because it's proven through the years, no matter who's been here as a head coach, that this guy gets the job done. You don't want to let him go because they produce. Boston College has always had decent offensive linemen. Yeah, they've been. Everybody thinks Boston College more for like hockey and everything, but I'll tell you what, they got a pretty damn good football school. I mean, fucking Doug Flutie, granted that goes back many years, but still, they still can bring in the talent in Boston College.
Yeah, I like Money Chuck here. I never really thought about that, Money Chuck, as if we would have done it that way. But had we done that, and how many moves is that really? I mean, we signed 1 free agent, we dropped 1 kid in the second round. And then put JPJ at center, okay? And because if you're telling me JPJ is not playing center because he's not getting the calls right, then what the hell is Meredith doing? He can't even find a damn play clock.
Yeah.
Okay? So you're going to tell and he or he's pulling on on a 4th and 1, and they're stacking the A gap with defensive linemen, and you're going to pull? Come on. Who's covering your block? If you're pulling, who's covering your block? Because The other two guys have already got guys lined up coming in the A gap.
What's up, Super Omni?
You have a zero block. That is your responsibility, the zero block. Everybody's zero block. There's a guy in front of you, you block him. Why are you pulling? And then when he pulled, the funny part about it is when he pulled, he looked like a naked woman trying to jump in a closet. He was hiding behind the other lineman like, whoa! Like,
dude, what the fuck, man? You got Jim, Robert Gallery looking like Roseanne Barr from the backside.
It's just who I am. It's just who I make an analogy. I could take a stupid incident and give you an analogy, and people go, and it makes sense. Yeah, it does.
It's Super Omnicron. I'm sure there's something going on. We haven't heard yet as to why he got released. Pete Carroll basically just came out and said we're going in a different direction. To me, that doesn't answer shit. That's just a way to cover it up.
No.
What's up, Colts House? Welcome to the show. Make sure everybody hits the double tap the screen for the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification. I'm 401 Raider Jeff. My original co-host was Chris 4 Raiders. He had a dentist appointment, so he had to leave. So Mr. Jason Downs came in, and it's Raiders First Downs is his channel. We're 2 out of the 3, along with Chris. The 3 of us do our Saturday night Last Call podcast. So he figured he'd come in and help out and add his 2 cents to what's going on. So Colts House says, play AOC, fire the DC, boost your O-line, get Tucker the ball much more, get corner help, better scheme. You need a number 1 target wide receiver. Draft don't matter. It's your front office. Cheers. Jesus Christ. So basically, we just need a whole new team based on all the info he's just said, right? It's not wrong, though. Call me crazy with the draft that D lineman from Miami. You're crazy. We need an O-line.
Actually, stop, Jeff. Stop. That cat is bad.
I know who you're talking about. I know you're
that
talking
Baines kid. He makes. Miami's got a good defense. You take him out of Miami's defense right now, and they're average at best. You put him in. Oh my God. He is that. He's Jalen Carter. He definitely is Jalen Carter. So if he falls in our lap at number 3, then we take him.
Is that where we're set right now? Is number 3 pick?
No, I think we're like 7, but we'll be 3 by the time we're done. We'll suck just enough to where we don't.
Oh yeah,
we'll suck enough to where we don't get the top pick.
This is saying we're tanking without actually coming out and saying we're tanking.
No,
that's what it feels like.
Yeah, we didn't do this shit on purpose. Yeah, we know. We saw it. Thank you.
Last year it seemed like it was on purpose. This year it just I don't get it. Fuck, man.
Yeah, one of the things that I said, and I'm still sticking to 6 wins. But give me about 3 or 4 more weeks. I might change my mind, but I'm still sticking to 6 wins because, in all honesty,
I don't see us
you can.
More than last year. Not with this roster. Not right now.
I think we could beat Baltimore right now.
If we're not playing Baltimore.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
I'm just saying
we can catch a team. We can go into Kansas City now. All of a sudden, Mahomes and Kelsey they're out for 2 or 3 weeks with injuries. Now all of a sudden, it's like kind of leveled the playing field a little bit there.
Yeah, well, they better go down tonight or next week because we got them in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying it.
But don't forget too, KC gets stronger again the week we play them. Fucking Rice is back, so they'll be back at full strength on their offense with their skill positions.
Yeah, that's kind of what's holding them back right now,
especially against our defense. Who knows what the fuck what's gonna happen with that now?
Yeah,
Yeah. So Donut says rumors Pratt was talking shit in the locker room. Can you blame him?
Yeah. I haven't heard that rumor, but based on the totality of what happened, I could believe that.
So Moneycheck says, if we draft an offensive tackle in the first and get another offensive guard somehow, would you consider playing Glaze at OG right side and move JPJ to the left? Also, there are 3 good centers in the draft projected in the. You know what? He did that. Moneychuck did bring this up a couple of weeks ago or a week ago, asking me if if one of the top centers available is there in this draft, would you take him? I'm almost positive it was him that asked that question like maybe a week ago, and I can't remember what the hell I said because I don't want to go against what I said last time. I don't remember what I had answered him.
Yeah, one of the first conversations me and you ever had person to person was in the same realm as what Money Chuck's talking about right now, is when we had JPJ at center. If we went into the draft and the best center in the draft was lights out, but he can't play guard, he's only good at center, do you draft him and move JPJ to guard? Because now you're taking the best of both worlds and putting them together. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Instead of limiting yourself.
And that's the thing. I mean, I like versatility. Like JPJ, we're lucky JPJ can play. Was a guard before he moved to center his senior year. So he's got that versatility where he can play guard and he can play center. And he's played both at the collegiate level and at the pro level now. But when you're drafting a guy that's just one-dimensional and only can play center and hasn't played any other position, that could be kind of a risky move. You know, that's you better make sure that this guy's 100% legit. This is where the scouting team needs to do their due diligence, because if you're going to take a flyer on that guy, especially if it ends up being a first-round pick, you better make sure he's like the next great in the long line of tremendous centers we've had through the years. You know, the Ottos, the Mosbars, you know, shit like that. Yeah, the Dolbys. You got to make sure that all this shit is legit before we go and invest in drafting a center only, and that's all the guy can play.
It's funny. We only had 2 centers in the first 20 years of our existence.
Yeah.
Otto and Dolby.
Yep. Yeah, and then Mosbar was after that.
Yeah, and Mosbar would have probably played another 3 or 4 years if it wasn't for that freak eye accident, which I don't think was an accident. I think they did that on purpose.
You know, and then we scored again when before Barrett Robbins had his meltdown. You know, I mean, he was that next guy that was going to be, you know, long-term center for us. You know,
and Rodney Hudson. I think Rodney Hudson was a good center.
Too. Yeah.
You know,
he just wasn't here long enough to be, you know, kind of lumped into that group. Yeah. Even Barrett Robbins wasn't here that long, but he did come back after the meltdown, but he was just never the same.
Yeah.
I can't remember the guy's name that took over for him.
Adam True.
That's it, True. That poor bastard. That's the guy I feel bad for the most in that Super Bowl, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's like you wake up that morning thinking,
you're starting. What? You're starting.
Coach knocking on the door. By the way, you're starting today. What? Yeah, we found Barrett Robbins in Tijuana last night, blown out of his mind. He doesn't know where the hell he is. He thinks the game's already over and that we won, so he's in Tijuana celebrating. So, you're starting tonight. What? Yeah. Granted, it's next man up, but goddamn, you haven't practiced with the first team all week long. But you're playing tonight against Warren Sapp and everybody else on that defense. Have fun.
You'll be fine. Yeah, don't worry about that.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming him for the loss. I'm still blaming Callahan because he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
That's 100% all on him. So, that was a setup, man. I'm telling you. That was.
It seemed like it was totally scripted, wasn't it?
Oh my God, yeah. Well, especially when you hear what Tim Brown came out with years later. I mean, just recently, he finally came out and said shit about it. That, you know, they had a whole new setup ready to go, like a whole new audible system and everything. And the last minute, he goes, "Nah, we're going to stick with how we did all season," and went back to, you know, what they did. And it's almost like he was. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised if he was paid off by Gruden. You know, hey, don't change anything. Because I've already practiced with my defense.
And then there's rumors that Callahan and Gruden went to dinner a couple nights before and blah, blah, blah. And
I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, they were coaches together. You know, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. But and then the result of how the game went, that's where it gets a little hokey.
Yeah.
You know?
So Bill changed the game plan at the last minute, where they'd been practicing the whole week on establishing the run, Wheatley and Garner, were going to be a permanent fixture, and all of a sudden they went into this. We're going to throw the ball and throw the ball and throw the ball and throw the ball some more.
So first he says Daniel Jones being traded to the Raiders, and he says Tom Brady needs to come out of retirement. That would be the only legit thing I think that could possibly. No, he'd get killed back there. He would. Even him coming out wouldn't save this team.
There ain't enough money in the world to play quarterback behind that line right now.
No. I've never been a trade down guy. However, with the amount of quality O-line players in this draft, I'd consider it. I do like the QB Fernando Mendoza and that kid from Oregon. Where's Mendoza from?
He's at Indiana.
Indiana.
Yeah, he's lighting it up right now.
Is he?
He has 0 interceptions so far this year, and it's just he's working it. So, he's got good coach. The coach that they have, I believe he came from Georgia, and then went to Indiana. I want to say that, but he is kind of a quarterback guru in a roundabout way. The quarterback he had last year, he made him, damn near made him an All-American had he not got hurt. Oh, Indiana and Oregon both play each other this week. That's right. So that's
shit. Ooh.
Yeah, and in that game, there's an offensive lineman on Oregon and an offensive lineman on Indiana too. Anybody in Raider Nation, if you got anything going on Saturday, you ain't got anything going on Saturday, watch that game, and then it'll kind of emphasize what I'm talking about with some of these guys. That it's all about these. Some of these college programs are just definite with their offensive line.
Let me see. Where are we at here? What are we at? 2 hours and 40 minutes? 2 hours and 42 minutes.
If you don't mind, real quick, Jeff, Money Chuck, you've been spot on today, brother. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Stephen Keys, thanks for everything. Donuts Duncan, I want to give you a lot of praise, but I'll probably catch a lot of shit because I'm playing favoritism with you, but I don't care. He's one of my buddies. And, who else I want to give a shout out to? Cool Kev, as always. He's one of our regulars. Bill M came in with some good stuff today. Thanks. Joseph Demars, if you're still out there, thank you, brother. You hit a lot of the points, same kind of what we've been discussing throughout the time. Hit that share and subscribe button with us, Joe. Come in more often Friday nights. Jeff has a good program on Friday nights. Usually runs about 12, 13 hours that night. And,
fuck you, it does. Not anymore. Those days are over. Although I say that, a couple weeks ago we did a 7-hour show.
Yeah. I was on the 9-hour show, and that was the next day was rough, man. It felt like I'd been up all night drinking, and I haven't drank alcohol in probably 6-8 months, easy. And I don't drink a lot anyways. I can't even remember the last time I've been inebriated. It's probably been over 20 years since I've had enough alcohol to say I was drunk.
It's been 5 years for me. It'll be 5 years, yep. Thanksgiving.
And we're going to keep it that way. If I have to drive to Rhode Island, my
it's tough, man. It's tough with the way this team is, man. It's like, good God.
Yeah, but you know what? Dunkin' Donuts will never let you down.
No.
Donuts Dunkin' will never let you down. So either way you put it,
well, I said it last night on 805 show. I said, man, they're really testing my sobriety with this. Yeah. The way this team's playing, man.
They're just testing my sanity is all it's doing. But my wife was funny yesterday. She got all dressed up, put the eye black on her, and she comes into the Raider room. And I'm sitting there and I look at her and I go, "What are you doing?" She goes, "I'm getting into the game." And I go, "Okay, well, hold on a second." And midway, about 4 minutes into the second quarter, I go, "You still sticking around?" She goes, "Nope." She got up, she shut the door and left. So I put that eye black to good use, I guess.
Bill, I'm with the $5 super chat. I appreciate you, brother. He says, First time I've listened to you guys, enjoyed it. I'm a Raider fan and 49er fan, have been for 50 years. Well, you know our pain and misery being Raider fans. Jason and I are the same age, and we've been fans since the mid-'70s, so it's been a long haul. We've seen the 3 Super Bowls, but we ain't seen shit since.
I still got a question for him, though. He said Raider fan and 49er. How does that work exactly when you're a Raider fan and a 49er fan? And it's been like that for 50 years. I kind of have an idea why, but I still don't know how it works. The why is because when Raiders left Oakland in the 80s, a lot of those fans jumped over to the Niners because the Niners were winning. And
I get that.
And I get that because I have a bunch of friends that we grew up with, that some of my dad's friends, even my uncle, my dad's brother, he was a diehard Raider fan. And then when they went to Oakland, all of a sudden he's got season tickets to the 49ers. And I'm like, how does that work? That's not how this works. I mean, come on.
See, it's tough for me to try and put a thought process to that living on the East Coast. So I can't sit here and say, oh, this is probably why. I have no clue. So I never experienced that city rivalry between, Oakland or the Raiders and San Fran, being over here. I've experienced the Raiders and the Patriots bullshit for 20 plus years when they had their team. But I can't speak for why or how he's a fan of both.
Yeah, and out here where we're at,
hey, good for you. I mean, that's what it is. That's what it is. I'm not going to complain about it.
I'm in Modesto, California, which is 75 miles from Oakland and 90 miles from San Francisco. Give or take a few miles there, and both fan bases are heavy in the. I mean, you go to the store when the Raiders were still in Oakland. If you went to the store like Walmart or a grocery store or anything, the product on the shelf, if they had merchandise on the shelf, NFL merchandise on the shelf, it was usually 50-50. And then we had this, like out at the mall, we had this place called Pro Sports World that it would be 50-50 Niners, Raiders. And a lot of times the Niners stuff was on clearance because nobody would buy it. And the Raiders stuff would be blowing out the door, being selling like crazy, because we all know the 49er fans, they rent their merchandise, they don't buy it. So when they go and rent it, and then when the Niners start sucking, they sell it or burn it.
Oh yeah, that makes sense too. Stabler to Bulletnikov or Casper. How could I not be a fan?
Yeah. See, my dad was
he was spot on that. He what you said is how that happened when the Raiders left it. I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. And see, my dad, I always I asked him how he became a Raider fan, and it was because of Daryl LaMonica. He just absolutely loved Daryl LaMonica.
Did you see his name? He changed his name.
Yeah,
Benchino trash.
Yeah.
Dixon, I love you, brother. It's awesome. I was in San Jose when Tracy,
now Rio Vista
for a long time. All right.
Yeah, so San Jose is basically where the 49ers, Santa Clara, San Jose is kind of in that area, the Silicon Valley, everybody talks about in that area. And then Tracy, which is actually right next, because I worked in Manteca for 25 years. Tracy is right next to Manteca. And if you go from the Central Valley to the Bay Area, you go what's called the Altamont Pass. And the Altamont Pass goes right through Tracy, is right at the doorstep at Tracy, and then you go over the hill to get into the Bay Area, which starts out Dublin, Pleasanton, Dublin, Livermore, Dublin, Pleasanton, and so on and so forth. Castro Valley.
So, where are we at here? Yeah, I guess you were upset yesterday. Let's see. Donuts. I live in Oakdale. Money Chuck, I grew up south of Buffalo, and my dad had season tickets since 1974. First game against the Raiders, I became a fan. Good shit, man.
Yep.
Is he a Raiders San Fran fan? Is he an A's Padres fan also?
Yeah.
Tracy's youth football team is the Tracy Raiders. Oh, really?
Yep. Yeah.
I lived in Fresno, Modesto, and Elk Grove, and had a PSL. Oh, nice.
Yep.
Well, we're almost at 3 hours. I'm ready to call it.
Sounds good.
Man, that was one hell of a show we've had here today. God damn.
A lot of people in. I mean, at one time, 80 people. I mean, we got to get those likes.
We hit 100. We hit 100 in the chat at one point, believe it or not.
Right on.
It was up to 100 combined between that, Facebook, Twitter.
Yep.
Yeah, we were jamming there.
Yeah. And if I could just add on Jeff's behalf, we did it. This is a Raiders. Obviously, this is a Raiders podcast. We're very passionate about our Raiders. If you're a fan of another team and want to come in here and talk football, you're more than welcome. But when you start talking crap or being stupid and just being stupid, I'm just talking being stupid. Talking crap.
Yeah, nobody's done that today. Everybody was good to me.
Yeah, everybody was good today. But every once in a while we get somebody that, might be a Chargers fan or something, and they want to come in here and just spew a bunch of and start to make it personal. Then we're gonna cut you. And we got some really good mods in this on our team. They will actually, especially Bueno. Bueno will actually, even before you open your mouth.
He'll snipe you from the back. He won't even say anything. He'll just go to the channel and he'll just snipe you if you fuck up.
Ping! And then he'll cross his arms and wink at you as you're rolling off stage.
Hey, Money Chuck, I appreciate that, man. That's a great compliment, man.
Thank you.
Both appreciate that, and so does Chris too. So, again, I've always, since I've been doing this and evolved into how I do the shows that I partake in or help run, I always count heavily on getting the chat involved, because it's not my show. It's not the guys that are on the channel doing this stuff too. It's the chat's channel. It's the chat show. I want everybody involved. I want to hear what everybody has to say, and then we can dispute it. We can discuss it. We can talk about it, and that's just the way it goes. And I just find that such a more entertaining show for fans to come in and pay attention to or get involved in. That's where I always wanted to take this, and I think I've accomplished that, and I want to continue to go that way, where the chat gets heavily involved and we work off of what the chat says. I very seldom have any type of like a scripted plan to go, unless I'm doing a heavy one-on, if I'm doing an interview, that's different. But when it's like these forums like this, I had something set up and I didn't even stick with it because the chat was just so hot and heavy and just going at it, and we just were talking back and forth. So, but if anybody ever has any aspirations to start a YouTube channel and you've never been on camera before, Friday night's perfect time. Chris and myself, we do the Friday Night Live open mic show where anybody that wants to come in after about a half hour or so, we'll put the link up, people to come in on camera and chat it up with us. Put your voice to it instead of just typing. Let your voice be heard. You can articulate a lot more as far as how you want to present your information or your thought process. Jason comes in with us a lot on Friday nights, so we usually have a pretty full panel. So we can hold up to 10 people in here. So it's usually a fun night. I look forward to Friday nights.
Yeah, it gets going. We get some good content creators. Some of the other content creators that come in, 805 Gravy, some of those guys, they come in here and expand some of their knowledge with us as well. So this franchise, Jeff, kudos to you. The 401 Raider Jeff franchise is really starting to take effect. And hey, maybe one day we can make what's his name at Chat Sports quit.
And we'll take it over.
Wouldn't that be nice, huh? Wouldn't that be nice? And we don't do this
now about this whole franchise thing.
Well, you got a franchise because I mean, look at what you got. So why don't you tell the audience exactly what you got going on for the rest of the week?
I don't want to.
Okay, well, that's on you.
Nah.
So Jeff this week will be doing on Wednesday nights. He has the Black Hole Raider podcast.
Nope, that's Tuesdays.
Or Tuesday, excuse me.
Want me to do it? Do I do it right?
No, I'll screw it up. You want me to do it? I'll screw it up.
No. I got it. Okay. Fuck, man, we're like Abbott and Costello up here. So tomorrow night, Tuesday night, it's usually at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, 7 o'clock Pacific. I'm not guaranteed on the time yet, but it will definitely be tomorrow night because we have a Black Hole chapter president's meeting at 9 o'clock. So I don't know what time we'll be done with that, but we will be on tomorrow night. It's myself, it's Leo, otherwise known as Cheeto Linus, James from the Black Hole military chapter, and Raider Will, Silver and Black podcast. We will be on tomorrow night for the most notorious podcast. And then Wednesday night's the Raider Connection. It's myself, it's Leo, and it's Jay from Just Raiders Baby and LV Raider 10. And then Thursday nights, it's myself and Nate, LV Raider 10, doing the Raiders Coast to Coast. And then, as you know, about Friday night. So,
and then Saturday,
it's myself, Christopher Raiders, and this gentleman sitting next to me right here, Jason, for the Raiders Last Call podcast on Saturday nights. We do a preview of the game that's going to be coming up. We won't really talk about this past shit show game. It'll be more of, we did a new format Saturday night, and I think it went really well, and everybody was kind of into it. So I got the same setup that I'm going to do next week too, where I pose the questions or information to Chris and Jason, and they present their takes on everything, and we go through it. And we get the chat involved too, because we ask the chat for who they think is going to be the MVP, who they think is going to be the most unvaluable player, and your score prediction, and if whether it's a win or loss for us. So we definitely get the chat involved on that one on Saturday nights too.
We were pretty spot on this week. I missed the score by a lot, but we were pretty
I missed the score by a ton, but I'm not giving up. I'm still going 30-21 this week too.
This week?
I already put it out there. I'm going 30-21 Raiders over Titans.
No, I'm going 13-10 over the Titans.
Oh, God. I see Donut's not going to like it because the new format on Saturday is cool. Jeff needs to stay within the boundaries of his questions. Yeah, too.
That's my fault. Sometimes I answer a question, I just keep going and going and going. Jeff's going to go, stop. That's the next question.
Well, you started doing it Saturday night. I'm like, we'll get to that. Don't. That's why I was calling you Jason Jumping Head instead of Johnny Jumping Head.
Yeah, Johnny Jump Around. That's me.
We're going to play Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll.
You know what I haven't done yet today? And I'm going to do it right now, and I don't care.
It still counts.
Raiders.
Yep, doing that. Let's see. I know I missed a couple here. I've never been a trade. Oh, that's right. You already went through that one. Oh, what happened, man? I scrolled way the hell back by accident. My bad. Hang on, guys. Hang on. What the hell did I do? Scrolled all the way back to the top somehow. Here we go. It's always a fun show. After this live stream is done, I recommend checking out All Aboard Raiders. Oh, who's that?
Rodney All Aboard. He's a really good content creator. Been following him for a long time. Part of our Discord that we're in is his Discord account that we get in there and chop it up on his Discord account. So I've sent a link to him, trying to get him to come on a Friday night. But he's also one of those guys. Sometimes he likes to just do things solo. He's not really into being in a rock band, but more of a solo artist, and there's nothing wrong with that. And he does really good stuff. So if anybody gets a chance, that's All Aboard Raider. He's doing more YouTube stuff. He was on Patreon, but yeah, get out there and hit him up. He does a really good job.
I was in Leo's chat a little while ago, and I just typed in there. I said, time to trade Max for some picks. I said, time to tear it down and just rebuild.
Yeah.
He says, you missed it when you said trade Max. I responded to trade you for a Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Hey, whatever. I'll take it.
If you could take one superstar and maybe get 1.5 superstars out of the draft, why not?
Yeah, really. Well, you got anything you want to bring up, or you got anything coming up?
No, I will be in the chat. Let's see, coast to coast, maybe Raider Connection, but definitely coast to coast. Open mic. It's one of those. It just depends on what mood the wife is in, whether or not I jump in and chat it up with you on Friday nights, or sit in the chat for a little while and hang out with the boys out in the chat room, which I have a lot of fun doing, especially with Dixon Cider and some of you guys, Raider Paul, the ultimate crap talker, but love him anyways. And then Saturday with our Last Call podcast, where we kind of wrap everything up, put a bow on it, and hopefully Santa's good to us on Sunday.
Oh yeah, how's your mom doing?
She's doing really good. I mean, the prognosis is excellent. So, it's just we got some things we got to do, take care of it, make sure it doesn't become a problem going down the road. She's 75 years old, but she's she's in really good spirits, really good shape,
Mm-hmm.
So I thank you guys, for everything. But I'll get her through it. One way or another, I'll get her through it.
Trade Myers for whatever we can get. Jesus.
Why are you cussing at me, Raider Paul? Come on, man.
What a dick.
Starting to act like Piano Man.
Oh, don't bring that name up.
I'm going to use it. That's like a cuss word now. Huh? He was douchebagging it this morning big time, man. Good Lord.
On what?
Oh, there was one of the podcasts this morning. Was it this morning or last night?
Was he bringing my name up again?
Yeah, he brought my name up, and I had to tell him, keep my name out of your fucking mouth.
That's what I said to him yesterday, because he was calling me. He was blatantly just telling everybody that I'm a racist. I'm like, motherfucker, don't be spreading that shit, because I am furthest from that prick.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that wakes up in the morning looking to, how could I be
I
offended
just wish
today?
everybody that does Raider content that has this little asshole in his channel, just go and just ban him outright from your channel, so we don't have to deal with him, because it's fucking annoying. I finally blocked him, so I don't have to see it anymore. But I can tell if I'm in the chat, I can tell he's in there, because I can tell by people's response that, look, I guess Piano Boy's in here, because based on how these other people in the chat are talking, he's in here. I don't even have to see him to know that he's in the channel. That's the funny part. I know he was talking shit yesterday in 805 show, because I had already blocked him, so I couldn't see him. So it's like, unfortunately, I can't get away from him if I'm a guest on someone else's channel on like this. If it pops up in the chat and I've got him blocked, I will see it no matter what. Nice. It's when I'm an actual viewer of a show, I won't see it. But if I'm like a guest on someone's show and he happens to be in the chat, I can't avoid it, because it shows up on here in the StreamYard.
Yeah, his chat's real easy to find for everybody out there that's still there with us. His chats when he talks looks like an algebra equation. It's all over the freaking map. You got to read it backwards to forwards in order to even kind of get somewhat a comprehension of what he's trying to say. So, and then he starts to make stuff a little personal, which is fine. You want to get personal. You want to be a troll. You want to be one of those guys that plays around on Xbox and trolls people, and that's fine, because I can fire back just as much. So,
he keeps calling me a Niners fan. Wish Raider Nation East would ban him, just not a mod there. Yeah, he goes on Dustin's a lot. I see that too. Yeah. But you know what? You want to call me names or whatever, that's fine. But don't start throwing slanderous stuff out there saying I'm a racist and shit. Because if I was a racist, number one, I would not be doing shows with Chris, Okay, first of all,
or Cheeto, or Nate,
or Leo, or
Yeah.
Nate, or
Yeah.
or talking with Rundown, talking with 805, and all these other.
No.
If I'm a racist, I wouldn't be talking to any of those guys.
No.
So,
Yep.
Yeah, he's got nothing better to do. That's the problem. And you know how I knew he was in the chat last night? Because I saw Frank Weber post. He goes, "Sorry, I don't talk idiot. I don't talk idiocy."
Yeah.
So I typed in. I said, "Well, I guess I could tell Piano Man's here."
Yep.
And he goes, "Yep." I'm like, I knew it.
Nah.
I fucking knew it.
Yeah.
You know. And he's like, "Oh, you're talking shit about me on your show." I'm like, I can talk about who I want, what I want on my show. It's my channel.
Yeah.
You know,
Don't like
I'm
it,
one of a few guys that pay for this StreamYard, so I can do what the fuck I want, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
But I ain't slandering you and saying, "Oh, you're a Chargers fan." That's all I equate you to as a Chargers fan, and you're annoying, and that's it. Plain and simple. But don't be starting to slander people like that, because that's not a good thing. Mm-hmm. I'm fortunate enough to know that everybody out there that knows me knows I'm not. Because if they think I am, you're fucking crazy. Ask Nate. Nate's met me in person. You know, drove around with me for fucking 4 days, 5 days. He knows I'm damn well I'm not. When he sees, I don't know. It's just,
it is what it is. We'll deal with it when he doesn't come on here. He watches, so I know he's watching. I mean, he watches.
Oh, he's definitely a troll. There's no choice about it.
Yeah, he's definitely watching, and he'll go and talk about. It's like, good Lord, man, I don't know.
The one that gets me the most though is, have you seen him on the Raiders.com one when he's on their chat talking shit?
He got kicked off JT the Bricks YouTube channel. How the hell do you get kicked off JT the Bricks channel? I mean, that's like getting fired on your day off. Well,
like Lord. I explained it one day when I came in a show and he was in the chat. And I asked him, I said, "Just do me a favor, and I was an admin in there, a moderator, and I said, just chill and nobody will have a problem." I think it was Jay's show the other day. Mm-hmm. I said, "No, you're fine." It's like people don't realize how difficult it is when you're running a show, and you got somebody like him in the chat that's just spamming the chat with nonsense. So, like today, we were hovering mostly around 100 for most of this show today until the last half hour or so.
Yeah.
And the chat was flying. Now you add his comments into it.
Yeah.
Everything gets missed. Like if Donuts Duncan says something that makes sense, and I go to highlight it, and all of a sudden he pumps in a bunch of shit along with the other 79 or 80 people that are posting in the chat, I totally miss it. Now I got to scroll. Now I get even further behind and everything.
Yep.
It fucks up the flow of the show, and he does. He gets it, and that's part of the reason why he does this.
Oh yeah.
He does it on extremely popular shows. Yep. And if you're not a moderator, but if you're somebody that's running the show, I don't have somebody that just sits here and clicks the chat and brings up chat questions. When I'm here, I do it. Or Chris will do it, or Jason will do it sometimes. But it just makes it so difficult to do that when you've got him in there spamming, and he makes absolutely zero sense. Misspells stuff like crazy. I seriously think that he's got a bunch of shit typed up on a Word document and just copies and pastes, because he's putting up like 30-word shit in seconds. I'm like, there ain't nobody that typed that goddamn fast. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Most likely what he did is create like the hotkey, what they call hotkeys, to where all he has to do is hit Shift A, Shift B, Shift C, or whatever while he's in the chat, and it just automatically populates it. So that's most likely what he's doing, or he's using AI to do it. He's just talking into a microphone and hitting send.
Yeah, probably. What's up, Dennis Roseman? Beastman. Is Pete Carroll too old to draft a QB? Won't be able to see a said QB get through his. Yeah, that's true too. That's another thing.
Here's a good point on that. And I know we're trying to wrap this show up, but he just
go for it, man. I don't care.
A good point that was brought up this morning on the morning tailgate with Vic and Vic, the guys that do the morning tailgate 9:20 a.m. is when you go to draft a quarterback, it would be nice to attach him to a coach that is going to be there long term as well. So does it make sense for us to have Pete Carroll and draft a quarterback knowing that Pete Carroll is not going to be tied to that quarterback the rest of his career? Or long term in the career?
I mean, it makes sense. I get it.
It does. I always thought, well, we just go get a quarterback next year. But does it really make sense for us to go and draft a quarterback? You know,
Pete
maybe
Carroll, and just go with veteran backups.
Yeah, just, I mean,
because I'm sorry, Geno Smith ain't the answer. I'm sorry.
I thought he was going to be.
Nobody
thought Daniel Jones was going to do what he's doing this year. Sam Darnold resurrected and he went from everybody. Oh, he was with the Vikings. Well, he's doing pretty damn good with Seattle too.
Justin Fields
ain't doing too bad. He's still not he doesn't
look where he is though. That's the problem.
He's doing what he can to make that team successful, but it takes more than what he can provide for that team. He's not hurting the team, but I think they just need a little bit more. So anyways,
I don't think we're firing Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll's job is safe. He's here for his.
Even if we don't win another game, we can't fire. We can't. We got to at least try and get 20 to 25 games out of him before we even think that far ahead.
Yeah, it makes sense if Chip is going to be with us long term. Yeah, Talia, I wouldn't be surprised to see Jacoby get traded soon. I wouldn't be surprised at that one either, to be honest with you, because it's going to get to the point where some of these guys are just not going to want to be here, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like why are they putting their health on the line for a team that's not showing any willingness to improve?
Yeah.
We haven't improved at all. We won week 1 and we never improved from that.
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
Yeah.
Make that make sense. You win your first game on the road, okay, against a team that kind of matched up evenly with you in shitty ass weather, and you can't improve from that.
Yeah.
You can't get another win.
And it's not just the fact that we won, how we won, because we haven't played like that since.
No,
I don't even think. I don't think
we played a decent game that day. Not superstar game, but it wasn't. It was good.
Yeah.
I just. Yeah.
But anyways,
changing coaches that's not good. You can't build a culture when you flip flopping coaches every 2 or 3 years. It's just not happening.
Yeah, and culture is not built in 5 games either.
It's not even the culture, in all honesty. It's the continuity. You're constantly having this regurgitation of coaches and players, and you got no continuity. There's no consistency. There's the culture, but each coach brings their own type of culture. That's the thing. So the culture is always going to change. We don't have that Raider Mystique culture anymore. It's not there. At least not yet. It's not there. You cannot sit there as a legit Raider fan that's been fans for a long time, sit there and say that the Raider culture is strong right now. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. You don't have anybody with that tenacity and that fierceness right now other than JPJ and maybe Max. But how long is that going to last for Max?
Yeah.
How long is he going to want to be sticking around and dealing with this year in and year out, not putting players around him to help out, not doing what we need to do to improve the offense where it takes the pressure off the defense? Because, again, the defense was on the field a shit ton this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be like that.
Yep.
That's the other major issue that nobody's really talked about is how much the defense is getting beat up because they're always on the goddamn field.
Yep.
Some of these players this year are just not. They're doing better than we thought, type of shit. Like the names like you just mentioned. Nobody would have. Everybody's like, no, we don't want Daniel Jones. We don't want this guy. I'm not saying that we should have taken him. I'm just saying, we do this every year. We don't want this guy. We don't want that guy. And then that guy goes to another team, and they light it up. But you got to remember, and people be like, we could have had that. Not necessarily, because so-and-so goes to this team. They got a better offensive line than us, so he's getting the protection to do what he needs to do. They've adjusted their offensive scheme with the new quarterback they brought in, so he's able to do what he's doing. You know, it just doesn't happen when you bring in a guy and magically, oh, we're good. You know, you have to adapt to that guy. You have to have the right pieces in place. We don't have the right pieces in place. I don't know how many times I have to say this. You know, we brought the person that we brought the skill position players in, but we didn't address the meat and potatoes of what we needed. And it's just that vicious circle just keeps going round and round like a broken fucking carousel. We just keep spinning and it's not stopping. It's the same bullshit, just round and round. It's like a broken record. That's what it sounds. That's what it's like. 805. I'm back, fellas. I actually said that last night on my live. If we draft a QB next year and this entire coaching staff doesn't work out, who's to say the next coach wants that QB? Exactly. That makes total sense too.
It's spot on, and every coach does that. Gruden came in with Carr, but Gruden already had a relationship with Carr and had an understanding of Carr when he came in, and basically tied himself to Carr. McDaniels came in, wanted to tie himself to Jimmy Garoppolo, ultimate failure. Now we have Pete Carroll brought in Geno Smith to be his field general, and it's not working out. So is Pete Carroll going to want to dump Geno and draft a quarterback? I don't think so. I don't think he's going to want to do that. I think he wants to ride with Geno as hard as he can. I truly and honestly, I think that Pete Carroll's going to move on from Chip Kelly before he does Geno Smith.
Based on 805 statement and the one that was made earlier on, I don't think a quarterback should be. We should not be drafting a franchise quarterback until we move on from Pete Carroll.
Until we're ready.
Yeah, which means you need to. It's unfortunate that we're going to be stuck in the mud still with going with veteran QBs, or we just get lucky and one that we draft is good, and even a later one. Like, just I'm throwing a name out there, people. Like, say Cam Miller, for some reason, just out of nowhere, it just clicks with him, and he just becomes what we're hoping, and he's that guy. But then you got to also hope that whoever comes in after Carroll's gone, or whoever comes in as the OC, can work with him based on that system that OC and that head coach collaborate on. To put forth for this offense going forward. And it works with that QB, which is why 805 said what he said. If we draft a franchise quarterback or, the future of this team, and Pete Carroll leaves and the new coaches, he brings in his own new staff, if they don't want to work with that QB, now what? You've seen it happen in the past. With not with us, but with other teams too. You've seen it happen. I mean, it did happen with us. Derek Carr was here. Like you literally just said this. I don't know why I'm repeating it, but it's that same situation. So a different quarterback comes in, but it wasn't the future franchise because Garoppolo was no spring chicken. He's an older quarterback. Yeah, only way that would make sense is if Chip Kelly becomes the next head coach and he chooses a QB. That would make sense.
Yep.
Does Pete step down and hand the reins over? Is there something in the contract as to why they're paying Chip Kelly so much money? Is it already worded in a contract that we don't know about, that he's the heir apparent to take over? Just like the Patriots did with Bill Belichick and Jared Mayo. There was a contract written that if Bill Belichick left, Jared Mayo took over the coach of the team, which then allowed them to kind of circumvent the Rooney Rule. Could that kind of be the same thing here, where that it's already down in writing that he takes over if Pete Carroll does step down before his time is up? Who knows? Pete Carroll could finally say, you know what, I am too old for this and I got to leave. There's nothing saying that that's not going to happen this year. It could. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it comes down to, because maybe the game has actually possibly passed him by at this point. Maybe it has. Maybe he's.
I think Pete's also smart enough and savvy enough to know that maybe at the conclusion of this season, he goes, you know what? Who's to say he doesn't? I truly think he's the type of guy that would step away knowing that he's done everything he can as a head coach, and it's time to ride off into the sunset and enjoy life and lavish it at his past and be proud of what he's done as a coach in football.
Yeah.
I have to agree also with Cool Kev. Chip Kelly is, I hope that is not the game plan, is to bring Chip Kelly in as the head coach as a replacement. I truly think that that's a big mistake. And I don't think Chip Kelly really wants to be a head coach again. I think he's pretty content on being a coordinator from here on out. And because his joy is just calling plays. That's what he gets. That's what his interpersonal relationships and how he deals with people. He sucks at it. He can't grab the concept. And I think and you go back and you listen to the Sean McCoys and things like that. Some of these players, when you bring them in, you got to know their background. You got to know where they come from. You got to know, the pieces and the nuances of how every day they live, and if he only knows between the lines in football, especially NFL football, and he only knows in between the lines and he can't step outside the lines and figure it out, then it's going to be a failure anyways. So you got to be able to know those nuances and, and bring the right people in that fit. And I don't think Chip Kelly is. I don't think he can do it. I don't think he can be a head coach.
What's up, Ricky? What's up, Jeff? This team is his ass cheeks. Might as well see what Kenny has.
The most favorite player on every team is the backup quarterback.
Hot shit, man! You ready for this?
Huh?
Wow, I got to figure out what to do. I got to do something for this. I am 2 subscribers away from 2,000.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Holy fuck.
Nah.
I didn't think I was going to jump up that fast to 2,000. As of yesterday, I was like 40 away. Oh yeah, shit.
I was at 100. I think I'm down to 12 now.
You're down to 12.
Pissed too many people off, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, it's Piano Man. He's doing it for you.
Yeah.
Damn. That's awesome.
Yeah. But anyways, Jeff, 3 hours and 23 minutes on a Monday morning quarterback.
Yeah.
We ain't even got to Friday yet, brother.
It was just so much frustration with yesterday's game, and the chat was just on fire today, and letting everybody. You know what? This was like a good vent session too. I think for everybody too. So which was good. So I'm actually loving this Monday morning quarterback show. I really love this new.
It's a good time. It's a good time to hit it up. It's when everything's raw still. From the day before, whether a win or a lose, everything is still raw going into Monday morning. And that's why a lot of your radio stations, back in the day, our content came from radio, sports talk radio, right?
Oh, yeah.
Sports talk radio on Monday, the Rich Eisen show on Monday morning is the best. And then after that, it's like, nails on a chalkboard. But it's usually Monday morning is the best time because it's still fresh and raw. So...
holy fuck!
You just hit 2,000?
2001.
Okay. Well, could I have the price that you were going to give out?
Wow.
No.
No, I said wow. Damn. Jay, I'm gonna unsub. Fuck you, motherfucker. Thanks, Bill M. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate your super
like the Dow Jones ticker, man. You're 1999, 2000, 2001, 1998. You can never be over.
Dennis, smoke him if you got him.
Yeah. We're down to 19 in the chat, and we were supposed to get off a half hour ago, but of course, with the good guys that we have in here, they keep us going.
Yeah.
I got nothing else, Jeff.
Thank you.
We'll let the rest of it marinate for this week. See what's going on.
Thank you, everybody. I might have to do a show just to celebrate that. I got to figure out something, man. That 2K is a big deal.
Well, I'm going to go celebrate, and I'm going to eat me a ham sandwich.
I'm going to go smoke a cigarette. It's been 3.5 hours since I've had a smoke, and I'm jonesing for one.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, everybody, thank you very much for being here today. We appreciate you all. Thank you for being here at the start with my guy Chris until he had to leave to go to the dentist. And Jason for coming in and filling in with me once Chris left. As always, Jason, I love sharing the screen with you too. You know that. That's why I like our Saturday night show, the three of us, because it's good banter back and forth, and we're going to stick with that same format that we used on this past Saturday night because I think it worked very well and everybody seemed to be happy with it. So, and as I always say, stay safe and go Raiders.